indicated that we had an encounter with some of the light fae?
One got away and one like disintegrated or something, I think.
I'm sorry. Ask that question again. I'm just messing with settings.
Were we able to find or see or get anything that would prove that we had an encounter with some light fae?
Everything on that corpse was burnt.
Surprise
What
me.
would you look for?
Oh my god.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, what's that?
Princess says that.
Thanks, Caroline.
Wow.
It only took us like 3 years.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
you guilted my wife into it. Is the best part.
Perfect.
No, what was your question, Kag?
Like what kind of thing are you looking for?
I don't know, anything that we can point to and say, hey, we encountered Sealy near the Autumn Court, and they attacked
Ahead.
us.
I mean, there's a very charred, crispy head with some bits of skull showing through.
What if he scrape off the burnt parts?
Well, no. Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. They could still talk to the head, even if it was just a skull, if they used a spell, right? So,
I
I
mean,
don't
yeah.
know.
She's got you there, Kag. She's got you there.
Let's make an intelligence check, please.
Okay.
Irlith or Leah?
Irlith.
See, this is
not
the one
great.
moment where we really
Is
could
it
have
an
used...
intelligence check or a saving throw?
Check.
This crystal can literally cast Speak with Dead.
What did I roll? Hold on.
12.
A 12.
12.
We literally have a crystal that casts Speak with Dead in our possession.
Do we? I should get to roll with advantage if we have something that we know
That's
speaks with the
literally
dead.
not how that works. While you're peering at dead bodies, searching for something that might prove that the light fae were here, you realize that they were shooting arrows at you.
Oh, I'm gonna go look for arrows. Do I roll an investigation check now?
I mean, I don't think you need to do that when the DM is like, please just take the arrows, jerks.
I think you have some arrows in your bodies.
Some of you have arrows stuck in you.
Okay, how many arrows can I collect?
We're
using them as evidence, not ammunition.
Well, I'm going to collect them all regardless because I may like to
catch them all.
You sift through the sand and you manage to pick up 5 that aren't terribly damaged.
Jacobus, as your Lith is kind of like searching around for arrows and stuff, you're kind of sitting here going over the battle in your mind, as you do from your previous training, and it occurs to you that the way you ended up flanked in all of this, them coming in from one side, the birds above, the dogs coming in from the other, this wasn't, I mean, you've spent some time in formal military settings and with bandits, and these individuals appear to have had a degree of professional training. This wasn't just a group of roadside thieves trying to get the jump on somebody.
They're ahead of us.
Incubus tells Davi exactly what you just told me.
Another quick question about the arrows. You said that I got 5 of them that are reasonably undamaged. Is there effects that they had defunct? Is it gone?
You mean the fact that they stabbed you?
Cast detect
No, they
magic, Irlith.
I can't.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait.
Well, next time.
Why are you so salty?
Just like questions like that don't make any sense to me.
Oh my god. Okay.
I know they hurt more than regular arrows when they shot us with them. I mean, you know.
Leo gets a pouch out and starts separating out this very specific ash flake star stick.
They are very finely made arrows, but they don't strike you as anything beyond very fine craftsmanship. The head of the arrows are definitely barbed. They are not intended to be removed the same way they came in.
It's like a fish hook. You have to push them all the way through, guys.
Yeah.
I believe it's a bodkin. Is that the appropriate term?
No, bodkin is a sharp point for piercing armor.
Ah, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to. See, I don't even know how we'll ever find out what these arrows do.
I
Okay.
mean, I have a hunch. They might be ammunition for a bow.
Yeah.
I mean, that might just be finely crafted.
So.
Should we continue
It's like
on?
IV needles. You shouldn't reuse them.
So what are you
going
guys
on?
up to now?
Well, I'm not going to suggest anything because no one's going to pay attention to my suggestion.
Nope.
To the autumn court.
It's pretty much.
Okay. Did you have anything to add, Eurolith?
Huh?
Did you have anything to add?
No.
Are we gonna take a short rest or something? Any people hurt? Do we need to like?
Didn't we do that
Did
before?
we do that?
Going to walk around and salt the bodies.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
I'm
Eurolith
proud
is
of
gonna
you.
help.
I'm so proud of you.
I mean, we're leaving. It doesn't really matter.
I don't care. They'll follow us and sneak up on us in the middle of something.
Yeah. Right when we don't want them there.
Did they take a short rest before?
They have not yet.
Okay. You haven't short rested yet.
I don't know if people are hurt enough to need it. I'm not.
I think I'd be
Well, this is a
yeah.
pretty polish, but I can't photograph it because it's literally the same color as me. You can't see it, and you lose the effect of the hollow.
Setting character.
No, it was not.
So, you salt the bodies, you gather up some arrows, and then continue on your way. You end up heading west, kind of around the cove, to get back towards the Autumn Court. Takes you. Did you say anything about time to get there? No, they just left the temple for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes you about 2 to 3 hours. It's a decent trek, but not unsurmountable. You do find that the forests are kind of eerily quiet, definitely lacking a lot of the life in your previous treks through the Autumn Court, but you don't run into any other issues. As you get to eventually the same tall tree wall that you've become accustomed to, you walk up to it, and just as before, it parts for you, recognizing you as members of the court, and lets you in. But everything beyond this wall has changed drastically. Whereas before you ran into a lot of farmsteads and fields, everything that could be harvested has been harvested. All of the crops are bearing. In a lot of the crops, you find that tents have been erected. The few people that you see on the road appear very busy and bustled and moving back and forth with great intent. You continue to make your way towards the court proper, and you continue to find more and more of these, just a more, almost like a impromptu tent city that's been set up. You also begin to find stands of weapons and armor and helmets and piles of supplies, and some people giving them out, and the atmosphere has changed significantly. Jacobus, you immediately recognize this as being a military encampment sort of feel. But nobody stops you. You manage to make your way into the kind of court proper, where you have the Autumn Queen's mansion, the Mage Tower, and your academy, and all that you're accustomed to. Do you have that map? I don't know if we saw it. I don't know if we ever moved that map over.
We didn't.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull it.
Thanks. So.
Queen first?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Going straight to the queen first?
I think we should go to the academy and clean up. And send a message requesting an audience.
Leah, you're muted.
Leah?
Leah's talking to us, but mostly with hand gestures.
We should go. I agree. We should go and clean up, and we have like fine clothes and stuff at the academy from when we ordered things. So we should
Going to
be
have a ball
presentable.
with the queen, or are we trying to deal with business?
But we have to be presentable.
So,
I have fine clothes.
There's a common thread to a lot of Leah's characters, Felix.
you guys head over to the academy, and as you get there, you actually find 2 guards standing outside the door. And you begin to walk up, and one holds out his hand. What's your business?
This is our home.
This is the infirmary.
This is the academy.
I believe you're mistaken.
You say academy, I say infirmary. Let's call the whole thing off.
We were staying here, at the Will of the Autumn Queen when we left on a task for her, and now we have returned.
Do you have proof of her will?
Anybody?
We're the academy. Our things were inside. We were setting this up. We've been through a lot at the behest of the Autumn Queen. Let us inside our home.
I'll need to confirm this before I can let you inside. He looks over the guard next to him and kind of like ushers him off towards the mansion.
While you're at it, would you please ask for an audience with the Autumn Queen and tell her that the academy has returned
And he
from
kind of nods to
her
the guard,
task?
and he heads off.
Be more polite than that, Dovey. She could flay your skin with a thought.
To her, I will be. To these twerps not letting me in my house, I'm not going to be.
Yeah.
It's entirely plausible that the queen did not expect us to return.
Well,
I mean, that doesn't change that we have.
It doesn't change that the queen likely changed that house to be an infirmary.
or somebody did it without her realizing.
Doesn't bode really good for Yearlith's problem. Just throwing that out there.
It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but the guard returns. And he says, I've spoken to the queen. She says that you can come by at your leisure. She's busy, but she'll make time for you. She did confirm that they were staying in this prior to his reassignment. All of your items, I'm told, have been moved to one of the back rooms if you would like to go and try to access them there.
You missed your opportunity to put all of our crap in the outhouse.
Well...
Yes, please.
Very well. He steps aside and allows you guys in. Inside you find that it has indeed been turned into an infirmary of sorts. Currently, all of the cots are vacant. It doesn't look like it's gotten a lot of use yet, but there are a number of different Eldrin bustling around. They're starting to line up potions, putting bandages over here, getting things ready. They kind of guide you towards the storage area, which is in the back left corner, and you are able to locate all of your items that have kind of been haphazardly tossed into crates and bags and just kind of all mixed together.
Great.
As you go in, one of the Eldrin actually follows you though and goes, I did have a question for you though. Do you know how to deal with the mold problem?
Mold problem?
The mold problem?
In one of the rooms, there's a number of mushrooms that seem to be growing.
I'm gonna look at Leo.
I'm gonna specifically not look at Leo because I'm not about throwing him under the bus. Yeah.
Yeah, but Earlith can help. It's just she's a little impulsive.
I didn't know if they were. I mean, it was interesting because the purple caps that seem to be sprouting from them are different. I've never encountered them before. I wasn't sure if this was some kind of experiment that you had done at the Queen's behest, or if you knew.
It's my own research.
Oh well.
Just leave it alone for now.
All right. Well, we have been collecting a few of them.
You touched it?
The purple caps.
But why?
Well, they tried to kill us.
Purple caps.
Of course, you touched them.
So similar to red caps, guys.
So it would appear, yes. Except that they don't have the red caps. They have the purple ones. This is. I mean, I'm not. I don't know a whole lot about I'm not a wildlife expert myself. But
obviously, you should leave them alone.
Very well. We will leave them in your room.
Very good. Lock the door.
He kind of backs out awkwardly. All right. And leaves you guys to your items.
Well, never going back in there.
As soon as we're alone, Davi's gonna go over and try to take a look at Leo's back. At the spot she's been tending.
It's a little worn from carrying you all.
Depending upon how long it's been since you last cast, it does appear to grow out slowly. But, you know, whenever you go and you cast your Lesser Restoration, it does appear to at least push it back for the time being. It's not growing any more rapidly than it did before.
Alright, well she will definitely cast a Lesser Restoration on it.
So, if we grow those, do you think they'd listen to me? Could I make my
I
own?
think you might listen to them.
Could make our own army.
Or they could take you over.
Where's your adventuring spirit?
Davi will start going through and trying to find her stuff. Poking it into the bag of holding.
And it takes a bit of time, but everything does seem to be there. It has all just been haphazardly crammed in here. Everybody's in a pile, no real care given, but you are able to find everything.
Earless will do the same. They'll be doing this clearing up thing.
I don't know if I had anything.
You carried everything in the portable hole.
Where did all the library and the books go, though?
I don't know.
Did they take those?
That might be in there.
I don't know if they ever came out of the hole.
I don't know. My inventory's
I thought we took time and actually put them in the empty library in the room
I don't know.
My portable hold currently contains 200 books.
Oh, maybe not.
You don't leave a library behind.
All right. So you guys go through and you're able to get any clothes you might have been looking for or the bajillion boots you had. Is there anything else that you...
Who had a lot of boots?
It's next to the books in the hole.
Leo kind of just puts anything in there.
And very specific things. I have lots of hats and a bunch of boots. And a lot of
So
books.
what are we gonna do with Cag's stuff now that he's abandoned us?
Sell it.
Sell it for what?
The man barely wore clothes. What exactly are you expecting to find in there?
All the useful druid shit he didn't know how to use. He turned right to the camera immediately.
No, I'm trying to draw a...
Dick.
Also, yes.
Impromptu combat.
Alright, I can't get the map of the city ported over.
That's okay. We'll fix it later.
I'll recreate it in a little bit.
Fix it in post.
So despite the challenge that it took to actually get inside, you guys find yourselves largely left to your own devices once you have been allowed in. You have plenty of time to go through anything that you need to, and nobody comes in to disturb you or checks on you, and as you glance out the door every now and then, it appears that everybody is very busy with whatever tasks they have set out for themselves.
Figured we'll take just a short rest and then maybe head
Well,
over and find Respin.
What was that purple lightning thing in the middle of the screen?
I don't see any. Must be your eyes.
I don't know, something Felix is doing.
I don't know how Felix is doing it, but it's cool.
There's like a magic effects thing.
We'll have tri-GMs next week.
Ooh.
Fog cloud.
Well, we have all discovered things.
Oh dear.
So
Is that an Eldritch Blast?
you guys take a short rest and go through your things. What are you up to next?
I go. So there's people in the infirmary, like
You should,
setting it up.
Yeah,
do a short
setting it
rest, you
up.
should probably click the short rest button in your.
Yeah.
There are probably about a dozen Eldrin that are bustling about. They're all dressed in kind of like white robes, carrying various, potions and this, that, and the other. But they do appear to just be stalking the place. So nobody pays you a great deal of attention.
They start going through the potions.
They do start paying attention to you when you do that. Sir, that's, please leave that alone.
Oh, I'm just curious.
Well,
So what is this one doing? Shakes it around.
stop
That's the
sleeping.
first one I got.
Now, if you
Oh,
could,
that sounds handy.
if you could put it down, please. Who are you exactly?
Oh, I'm the master of the house.
I don't believe so.
Oh, by order of the queen herself. So does this one also stop bleeding?
That one actually stops nausea.
Oh, mind if I keep it?
Now, what was your name?
That seems irrelevant.
I just need to. I need to send word to the queen to ensure that you're allowed to be.
Oh, the master of the academy requires this nausea medicine.
All right.
Nausea medicine.
Well, why don't you take that with you, and we'll just have you on your way until I can confirm with the queen
Okay.
that you are allowed to be here.
Oh, that I am.
So good. We'll take that up with her. Start trying to pay
Wait, who is he talking to?
Just
Who is he talking
A
to?
random Eldrin.
I cast
So,
friends on the random Eldrin.
Oh no! Why are we in this? We're not in this room with these hooligans.
Hold on.
No way. Not even a little bit.
Let me make a thing for a random Eldrin. God, go.
I told you guys didn't need to prepare for this session.
You want a random ass Eldrin?
Yeah, I like an Eldrin healer kind of dude.
Great.
So now we're gonna murder in 5 seconds. So, what are we preparing for here?
As this goes on above you, Leo, from your bedroom, you hear thunk, 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 thunk.
Probably for the people who are going to be injured by the purple caps.
Well, it seems convenient. So, why are we setting up an infirmary in the middle of town?
What does this Eldrin need to roll?
I rolled my persuasion twice because I forgot to hit advantage from the friends, but I'm going to try to persuade the Eldrin that we are allowed to be here.
Oh, there's
For the
no
next
save.
minute. No, there's no save. They just get advantage on charisma
Oh,
checks.
For the coming war, obviously.
Right. But you expect it to come to the threshold here?
Ooh, well, with luck, we hope to push across the Severance into the Sealy Court, and that most of the war will occur on their lands, but this is where we will be evacuating any casualties to, as they are currently lined up along the Severance, waiting for someone to strike the first blow.
Okay. So when do you expect these to come? Because, I mean, I have things in the other room that it really doesn't go with blood splatter.
I couldn't tell you honestly. I'm not privy to those sorts of details. I am just waiting to aid whoever I can. The Queen may be able to give you more information since you are apparently working so closely with her.
Oh, we are. We just don't want to bother her just yet, but we have put in our own. What was your name?
George.
Oh, well, George, I'll put in a good word for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
All right. And
George?
I pocket the nausea medicine and the other potion too.
We might need to kill the purple caps, guys. If they're going to bring a whole bunch of bleeding people in here, that's going to go south really fast.
Dunk, 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 dunk.
I put both those potions I'm looking at in my inventory, in my pocket.
All right, let's leave this individual before a minute has passed. And we're just gonna, like, discreetly leave.
Okay.
I've rejoined the party. Take a short rest, I guess.
Okay, you guys take a short rest.
I guess I'll take a short rest button.
And now that you've, kind of stopped messing
Oh, it
with the
does anything.
supplies, again, you find yourself largely ignored.
That's the story of my life, guys.
How do I make an item? God, things changed.
We should go see the queen then.
I think we should go check on Ruthven. See what.
I
she
think we
knows.
should kill the purple caps before they bring a bunch of bleeding people in here.
I think we should leave that door locked and leave.
I mean, I
They
don't
shouldn't
think.
have invaded our home.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, so the moral member of our party is not at all concerned that they're going to bring the wounded from a war in here to bleed all over the ground,
Oh,
20 feet away from purple caps.
they'll break free long before there's wounded in the other room. There'll be very fit healthcare workers in there dealing with the purple
As you
caps.
guys are having this conversation, you hear someone upstairs, "Ah, damn it!" and the door slams.
I told you to keep it locked!
I know irresponsible, okay? And this is irresponsible.
I mean,
Well, we can
it
see.
seems to me that you were not one that could talk about responsibility very
I
well
could talk
right
about
now.
irresponsibility, though. And that's as an expert on irresponsibility.
Well, then
This
she
is-
shouldn't have given away our home. We went off to do her bidding, and she comes back. No, I'm not particularly inclined to feel very warm and fuzzy about any of this right now.
Oh man, you get on Davi's good side
Well, I mean,
then.
they aren't
Refugees and
expecting wounded.
refugees and wounded be damned.
I mean, to be fair,
I mean,
I guess they're expecting.
I respect her more now.
I think we should go see Respin and figure out what's going on and what Respin knows, and then we should go see the queen. But we don't go see the queen until we're summoned, and we haven't been summoned. We've just said that we wanted to meet with
No.
her.
She said we could come at our
Hey,
leisure.
she was going to make time
for us.
Well,
Queen first.
Respin first. Let's get the goss first. Let's get the hot goss.
I'd
Let's
like
go.
to know what we're dealing with.
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
go
I agree.
I remember absolutely nothing about Respin, so this will be great.
She'll have to send,
Respin
your list
is
to talk
the
to the
southern
satyr.
gnome. She's the
Hey.
Southern Belle gnome.
in. And she
and
was going to be
she's
watching
great.
over our place, so she will know.
Wasn't she working at that inn or whatever, that
The
restaurant or
Yeah.
that?
luscious luxury there.
She had started to open up her own little store.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Trying to find what it was called. Season's Bounty.
Yes, the Season's Bounty.
You
Which
totally remember where it is because it's only
Yep.
been, like a month, not like 3 years. So
and not only that, I think that Earlith has some kind of feature. Hold on.
Yep. That I'm sure that's a thing that you have, a feature.
No, I mean specifically a feature that I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me. In addition, I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people per day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
So you're going.
So I'll know exactly where Respin is.
you start walking along, and you're just like picking up berries off of wild bushes.
I know, right?
Start
Just have it like
rationing it out to
randomly.
people. 5 people.
Alright.
Just randomly. Well, there's.
We need to
5
send
of
Earlith
us.
to
1,
reconnaissance
2,
with that
3.
satyr guy we brought back.
There's only 5 of us, so. Oh God, yeah, we need to stay away from them.
No, he likes you. He can tell you lots of things.
Yeah, no, I don't want to deal with him.
So, you guys head out, and you head over to the Season's Bounty, which you're able to find with no trouble. And as you go in, you actually knock on the door, and there's no response. So you try the handle, and you're able to get in easily enough. And you hear some bustling in the back, and you find that most of the shelves are barren. But as you open the door, you do hear a voice from the back call out, "Sorry, I'll be with you in just a minute."
Hi, Respin, it's us.
Oh, hey! I didn't expect y'all to be back so soon. How are you?
Well, apparently
Hello.
they thought we were gone a long time because our house is
Respin,
gone.
she's a little sore about that point. Maybe just let that one go.
Wow, what's wrong? I don't think I understand.
They moved her stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the infirmary.
The academy.
Academy.
Well, it would be the infirmary now, but yes, previously the academy, you're right. Well,
It is the infirmary because the queen of this court declares it so, guys. We're in her realm. That's how this works.
I mean, you know how it is. There's a war now, so everything's got to be put towards the cause, as she says.
Who? So
Yeah,
is
and
the
we've
war
been off
against
fighting it.
Why? I don't believe so. This is different. Or is there open war between the Seelie and Unseelie courts now?
Well, I mean, my understanding is it hasn't come to blows yet, but it is getting that way quickly. I'm actually packing up myself. I'm going to head on down to the trading post and try to talk to, the side over there and figure out how we're going to be handling this for a little while, because it does look like pretty soon there's going to be bloodshed.
Speaking of bloodshed, there's a room with purple caps that they're going to put wounded next to.
What's a purple cap?
It's like a red cap, except really creepy and violent, I think. So
But we mean except.
He's assuming we don't have any idea. It was an experiment that apparently has gone awry, and they took over our house, which we didn't know they were going to. So
I'm a little concerned about the wounded being near that. That's,
That does sound like a mess. Do they know? I mean, I don't know what I could do about something like that. But
Leo
Here's
told
the
them to
thing.
keep the door shut and locked, and they didn't.
It's how these aristocracies work. I'm sure the lowly folk working in the infirmary know, but I'm not sure that anyone's told anyone who's actually a decision maker.
Right. Well, I mean, that does
And
If
sound...
we can get
I'm not a very
evacuate shortly, we can
responsible
burn that
person,
place down.
but this bugs me.
Yeah, that's understandable. That could quickly become an infestation if they are anything like red caps.
We kind of need the queen to be on our. We need to be on her good side, and that seems like a good way to be on her bad side. And if we're on her bad side, Yearlith here might be dead, or
I wish
she was dead.
That's a turn from last time I saw y'all. It sounds like you've been busy.
Yeah, Lear works in mysterious ways.
this is 100% Rafferty's fault.
Maybe 50%, maybe.
I'm not really a political person. I don't know that I have any place in this, but what are
No,
you?
we know you don't.
I'm not sure there's a lot I can do about purple caps. There's not a lot I can do about red caps. If these are even more vicious.
Just be really careful, because coming back from the Sprite Queen's area, she teleported us in, and her mage did, and we got jumped by some folks from
Some Seelie.
yeah.
On our banks? Have you told the queen?
Yeah. Not
We're
yet.
headed
We're
to her
going to
next. We wanted to check in with you to find out what's been going on the past month and make sure that we were updated on all the news and the hot gossip.
Well, I mean, everything has been geared towards the war effort right now. I mean, the Queen of Air and Darkness, I'm told, is very upset with the Seelie Court. They seem very convinced that they're the ones that are putting the demons over here. So they're thinking if they can overpower them, then we can put an end to all this. And nobody has struck a blow yet, but I think it's going to be our side, and I think it's going to be soon. But if they're already on our banks, then I mean, perhaps it has started.
I don't think it was any of the people of the courts here that did it, but
And I don't.
No.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think that the demon thing is coming from within the Feywild,
no.
personally.
But it's bad.
But it is bad.
But the Sprite Queen is freed now, so she's back in her realm.
Well, all of this is above my pay grade, as the saying goes. But I You caught me, as I said, on the way out. I'll be heading down the Severance soon.
Please be careful.
Yeah, be really
I will.
careful because it's.
They wanted to avoid capture to the point that one of them destroyed himself
Ran away.
rather than ran away. He blew himself up.
Well, one ran away too.
That does sound like the Sealy Court. Unfortunately, they are a very rigid people.
Well, we're gonna go see the Queen, but we just wanted to check in with you before we did.
Right, and if there's anything I can do, my door is always open. You've come a long way since you first came here. I think that you're a bit beyond my information reach at this point, but I've always got an ear and a shoulder if you need it.
We might need it once this is all done.
Well, I will gladly buy y'all around once we put all this mess behind us.
I can't believe it's come so. I can't believe it's come so close. I can't believe it's come so close to war already, and we have only been gone for a few weeks.
Time works a bit differently here.
Well, the last thing this place needs is a war amongst itself. There's a bigger threat out there.
If we're just being honest, having been in the material plane for a while myself, war is a little easier to come by here than it is where y'all are from. This is the 4th or 5th time I've seen them come to blows.
Wow.
There's always a reason to find a war.
Someone needs to invent World Cup soccer.
Yeah.
Save a lot of
I thought they
lives.
were trying to reduce conflict.
Well, they need to channel it into hooliganism. I have big plans. I need a Fey realm of my own.
So, I guess we'll head on towards the Queen.
Right, well,
Before we leave, Leo digs in his packs and Rathbun her diary.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
A little housewarming gift, and he leaves.
Maybe check it for fungus.
Yeah.
Why did Leo
For
have
real.
her diary?
I don't know.
When you guys first got here, she gave it to you as kind of a guide to the Feywild, because since she had started in the prematerial plane, she was like, "Here's the crash course of everything I learned to survive." So.
I just kind
Which
of
we
figured
mostly
it was stolen.
ignored. Yeah.
I didn't even remember the why we had that.
It's not like there have been 6 months gaps between sessions or anything. So.
Thanks, COVID. We appreciated COVID.
So, you guys head out and head over to the council mansion. Yes.
Yes.
When you get there, as usual, you come into the giant kind of garden courtyard underneath with the little globules of sunlight that are floating in the hedges and the statue garden. As you head over to the center stairway that leads up into the mansion proper, you notice, Dobby, that there is a new statue here. This one of a drow woman and a little Durgar teenager that's kind of cowering beside her. She looks very resigned with her head held high, and this teenager's kind of ducking behind her shoulder a little bit.
Why is there a statue of Breeza in here?
I think it is Brisa. I'm gonna say that kind of quietly to her. But I don't think that we should really talk about it right now.
Well, I don't feel too sad that it's Breeza, but the boy I do. So.
They're the two guards guarding the bottom of the stairwell, but they appear to recognize you and kind of give you a nod and allow you to head on up the stairs. You head up the stairs and you find that the throne room has changed a little bit. Where there used to be this long rectangular table down the middle, it's now been turned sideways. All of the chairs have been pulled back. Standing at the head in the center is the Autumn Queen. To her right is the Frost Prince, though he is looking kind of nostalgically out the window and doesn't appear involved in whatever the rest are conversing about. There are more people in here than there have been since you arrived in the Feywild. At first you came into a council meeting and there were a fair amount, and a lot of those individuals you notice again. You have Velace that's gathered around the table, hunched over looking. Lord Leon, who you encountered in the Feydark, is also there. Lady Renestray is over in one corner. You see this little gnomish man who you don't know before, who you haven't seen before, who's also discussing. Master Phalar, who you remember from the Mage Tower, is also present. And there are a couple of other people scattered around with them discussing, taking notes, who appear to be of assistance of some sort. As you come up the stairs, you kind of take a moment and take them all in when everybody freezes for you, Rafferty. And all of a sudden, as all these people just kind of freeze, you hear this loud cheer as though from dozens of people. And then all of a sudden, stepping out from behind the Bright Queen is you see this familiar sea elven looking person. He's got this sash kind of tied around his head.
Well, you're dead. Literally.
A little bit of swagger, Rafferty, as he looks at you and goes, Rafferty, the man of the hour, and you made it!
I wanted to go to the Sea of Diamonds right now when he wasn't there, but, good job, Daffy.
The rest of
You didn't know that. Don't act like you did.
The rest of you notice that when Rafferty gets to the top of the stairs, he seems to kind of freeze for a moment. Rafferty, everybody else remains frozen to you as he kind of swaggers around the table. Rafferty, Raffy. He kind of wraps an arm around your shoulders and kisses you on the forehead.
I'm gonna get as far away
How have you
from
been, boss?
Rafferty.
I'm surprised to see you here.
Oh, well, we've been having such a good time, Rafferty, and we really want you to come join us, Rafferty. When are you gonna be here?
Oh, so you're not, okay, good.
Come on, Rafferty.
It's a little bit of a hold up on that, and I apologize. We've transport now. We have business to take care of here, and then our next stop is the Diamond Sea.
You should come. There's so much going on, Rafferty. It's such a good time.
Any orcs? Do you have orcs?
What's an orc?
A thing I hope you don't have, because I'm really getting tired of demons.
There are so many exotic things here that are just worth taking nibbles of, though. Oh, I can't wait to show you.
That sounds disgusting and disturbing. Good way to go, boss.
Oh, Rafferty.
Can I talk to you seriously, earnestly?
About Rafferty, you can always be honest with me.
There's an arrowhead in the bag. There's someone else who may have a claim on the owner.
We'll get to it. There are more important things and more delicious things afoot right now.
Getting a guarantee of the safety of the owner of this arrowhead would speed my journey greatly.
And he kind of seems to sober up a little at that. What are you getting at, Rafferty?
It's possible the Autumn Queen has a claim on her service, and there may be repercussions if you attempt to claim her. And frankly, she's trying to save this realm from a horrible, horrible demon invasion, so she's kind of worth not, thrown in the lake.
I'm not afraid of the Autumn Queen. She's a pushover. Rafferty, just come. You should come join the party.
What I'm saying is I'll get there significantly faster with a guarantee of her safety.
You'll get here, Rafferty. You'll get here.
And I could make it up to you. Fetch a few more for you.
Rafferty, you haven't done anything for me yet. I'm not going to trust you to do more.
I have this whole bag. Who do you think's been filling this thing?
I don't have this whole bag, Rafferty.
We're getting it there. I'm just saying it would be significantly faster.
Good. Well, in the meantime, enjoy your time with these sods and depressing sorts with all of their seriousness and banter and war, and I'm going to go have another round! And he disappears.
Aye, aye, sir.
The rest of you walk up the stairs, and you see Rafferty just kind of freeze for
like this.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, great.
The Autumn
Davy will
Queen-
walk over and smack him on the shoulder. Wake up!
Everybody else, the rest of the council, some people kind of look over to you and nod. Renestray kind of gives you a little wave, but they are very caught up in conversation amongst themselves.
Well, good news, bad news, guys. Am I still frozen?
Nope.
Or am I able
You're
to
free
talk
now.
now?
Yep.
Admiral appears to be in very good spirits. more patient than I expected him to be. I think he's a little 3 sheets to the wind.
Okay.
Definitely not okay to go there right now. Would not go well. Let's talk to the queen, see if we can make this work.
Great. Well,
I mean, you might enjoy it, maybe.
nah.
He's a powerful seaman. That's
Awkward.
Well, that was a sentence that you said.
maybe got a thing for a man in uniform. Look at it this way: I planned a blind date for you. It's a little
Is-
rapey, but
I mean, no.
So,
This is a bad situation.
he seems pleased with me.
I'm not certain we shouldn't just kill you and take the bag.
It's still his bag. There are a lot worse he could send than me. I mean, I'm awful at this.
So
He could actually send someone competent, and he'd be screwed.
standing awkwardly in the entrance to this chamber, talking amongst yourselves.
the table, you notice, by the way, has a map laid out, little minifigures, clearly kind of a war planning zone going on right now.
So, Davy, come here. Huddle up, guys. Huddle up.
I think we need to tell them about the
No, you huddle up now. As soon as we mention that we were set upon by Sealy outside the gates, that is all that they are going to want to talk about or deal with. So that comes up after we deal with Yearless problem, or at least attempt to. Okay, get that? Because we mentioned the other thing first, we get nowhere.
Probably
No, that
right.
seems
You're welcome.
accurate. I mean, I'm not
So Lady-
sure.
Lady Renestray was she was nice to us, right?
Yeah, but
She was a little arch.
her husband's a real dick, though.
She is married to Lear.
Yeah. And Veles was nice to us.
They don't
right?
like each other.
That's true.
Veles is very friendly with us.
We'll wander over Vales's way and just kind of.
I'm gonna wander over towards Renestray.
Okay.
What good's fire if you don't play with it, right?
Dobby, you head over to Veles, and he kind of looks over and he looks at you briefly, but he immediately kind of leans around and waves to Yarlith.
I kind of wander up with Davi just shortly after.
Hello, welcome back. Oh wait, are you? I'm sorry.
Back up.
I forgot your Veles now.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm expecting an impressive voice. You've had a week to prepare.
Yes, you have.
Voices. So I see you've arrived safely.
Yes, ish. I'm not sure about the definition of safe, but we're here.
And Bayless kind of glances at the battle map before him before glancing back. Well, I suppose you can only ask for so much. Any interesting news?
So much news. There's been so much news. I think Davi's probably the best one to share the news.
I assume we'll be having a discussion with the Queen about it soon, but yeah.
Yeah.
Bright
I think you'll
Queen
have
is
to
free
catch
again.
her attention to do that. Things are hectic.
Deal with
Well,
your
the
lift
sprite-
first.
The Sprite Queen is now back in her realm. That
Was the Sprite Queen missing?
Yes.
she had been entrapped
By
by
the
demons and
orcs.
orcs.
Bayless kind of sucks in a long breath and pushes up off the table. That's not what I would have expected to hear.
Yes, she was entrapped within her own maze.
That does explain why we haven't had any troop support from that side of the court.
She's
They
gonna
were
be
pretty.
busy cleaning up stuff for a while, I'm sure.
They were pretty well decimated,
I mean, James got out
but
okay.
they're recovering. They're trying to recover now.
Did she have any troops? Any foot soldiers, guards, anything?
Not much.
I'm not sure about her martial solvency as far as that goes. I'm not sure if people had been dispatched or felled in the attacks from the demons and orcs, or what happened, or what she still has available.
There were a few that were guarding some of their young. And
Yeah.
there was their mage, and that was all we saw left.
Personally,
He lets out another sigh. Someone will have to tell the queen.
Well,
Our
that's
most
why
recent-
we're here.
Our most recent plan is it hinges upon the support of the Frostbright Queen, and it seems that we won't have that.
it's possible.
So should we just go over to her, or
And he looks across at the Autumn Queen, who's in very deep discussion with the Frost Prince. The Frost Prince is not responding at all. She seems to be talking at him. And the Frost Prince continues staring out the window. He's not at all engaged in the conversation.
Do we know, where did the Frost Prince come from? Who is he?
You don't know. And from your time before in the court, when you asked around, everybody's just kind of accepts it and says, he just appeared one day, and the queen has kept him by her side ever since. She appears to be her favorite.
Well, that's probably the mastermind of everything wrong.
Abby's gonna spend a little bit of time just studying him.
All right, I'm over by Renestray, and I'm going to try to get her attention gently.
He slowly runs his fingers through her hair.
Rafferty, wasn't it?
Yep, that's me. I'm sorry to approach you. It seems that this is an awful time, just all around.
It is.
But I'm desperately seeking some knowledge, advice, or help.
Guidance.
You are the one that serves my husband, correct?
Absolutely. I owe a great deal to him, like, breathing and existing. So,
I see.
however, one of his schemes has entrapped a member of our group, and while the Autumn Queen may have some counterclaim to her services, we don't know of how strong that claim is, and well, I'm desperate to see if we can earn her freedom or keep her out of the fate is waiting for them, which I won't discuss. I don't know how or why your relationship came about, but I respect that it may not have been your choice.
Yes, well, we do many things at the behest of our families for status, don't we? I am relieved to say that my interactions with my husband have been probably less than yours, so it's fairly well.
Oh, wow, that's good. Stay away from the lake. The lake's a little creepy.
She looks a little confused by this, but keeps going.
Well, given that your interactions with him are so small, you may not have any advice or artifice to help, but any advice you could offer, I would, of course, listen to.
The only advice I know would be to avoid him at every opportunity you can. But clearly you haven't done that, as you are his loyal servant. So.
Well, let's put it this way. Sign the line or die. It's kind of pretty easy choice to make when you don't know what signing the line means.
perhaps, but I think, knowing what I know of him, I personally would have chosen death. But here you are.
What a cheerful conversationist. Well, I appreciate your honesty. It at least helps me understand more of what I'm dealing with. You maybe say a little prayer for Yearlith over there. I think she's going to have a wild time.
Well, my best to both of you as you figure out how to navigate the situation you find yourselves in.
I kind of have an idea where this is headed, but thank you.
And she kind of glances over at Eurolith and then goes back to talking to the person beside her. Davi, as you study the Frost Prince, I don't know if I have him on. I don't think we have it imported over yet. That's okay. He, as Kag pointed out, he is not at all engaged in this conversation with the Autumn Queen. His eyes are set outside. He's very quiet. He strikes you as being an Eladrin. He has the same kind of bone structure and long ears and very high elven look. His skin has taken on a winter tone though, rather than an autumn one. And as you do notice though that he seems to have more floral components than a lot of the Eladrin. A lot of them will have like a leaf here or there, but he seems to have like kind of like frost-covered wood bracers that are going down his forearms. And you see a couple of twigs that seem to be coming out from around his neck and his shoulders. It looks like nature has a much more integral part of his existence than the other Eladrin that you've seen.
Any mushrooms?
No mushrooms. And as you watch him, it occurs to you that you don't think you've ever heard him speak any of the times that you've come in. In fact, he never really seems to be paying attention or greatly engrossed in whatever it is that's going on in the court. And yet the Autumn Queen seems enraptured with him and is constantly rattling ideas off to him, sitting by him, leaning over and touching him. And he doesn't pull away, but he doesn't acknowledge her either.
We're going to have to kill this guy at some point.
That is super creepy. Super creepy.
Davi will just move over and not interrupt, but just stand there and basically try to draw the Autumn Queen's attention by waiting.
She finishes her conversation with him for a moment, and you hear her saying, and then of course if we bring them down from the north, I think we might be able to flank them, but it'll all depend upon who else is able to arrive. And she turns and looks at you. Ah, I see that you've returned.
Davi will put on her best manners or whatever. Yes, we have. And we bring news
Good news.
of the Sprite Queen. Some good, some bad.
I apologize. Please go.
The Sprite Queen is returned safely to her realm. She was trapped by the demons and orcs.
I believe, who was it you had gone? That wolf human. The one Ronan. Harris, yes. The one Ronan has laid claim to. I didn't realize you were going to the Frostbite Queen's court.
After we went to see Harris, we were tracking down some of his people, and we ended up trapped in a maze. The Sprite Queen's maze. And she was trapped in the center of it, being held there against her will.
Against her will. Yeah. I would say against her will.
So we fought through it and freed her, and she is now back in her realm.
Well, that is good. What did she say of her armies? Are they coming then?
I don't know that there's much left. The demons and the orcs had taken over terribly.
How many? I don't recall. There was a lot of demons that Earless clocked in that area.
Yeah.
How many did we clock? We clocked a lot.
Several hundred, at least 500-600.
And then
we were able to close the portal that the demons were coming through in her realm.
Well, that is good. I appreciate your aid with that. We will be taking the issue directly to the Sealy Court soon, so hopefully whatever magic it is that they're doing, that will no longer be a problem.
If I may, Highness, I do not believe this is necessarily coming out of the Sealy Court. There were demons and there were artifacts being used to open these portals.
I recall you mentioning one of the artifacts before, yes.
I believe there are multiple artifacts. And we found one of them, as you know, and it's at the Mage's Tower for them to study. And the other one was holding open this portal, and we now have it as well.
The one that was at the Mage's Tower has been sent elsewhere for a closer examination. But
Great.
yes, I do recall you mentioning this. We are fairly confident, though, in our assessment that the Sealy have had a hand in this. But I appreciate your information and your guidance. I appreciate all that you have done to aid us. You have certainly given us exactly what we needed to feel ready to take this head on. So, thank you for your service, and I consider our debt fulfilled.
Oh, well, sorry, Earlith.
Wow. Huh. Interesting.
What? I'm sorry. Should we know? I don't understand what debt.
When you came originally, and I offered you whatever you could require from the court in exchange for information regarding the demons and being able to vanquish them, you certainly gave us key components of information that we needed to understand where we should move next and how we believe that this is occurring. So, debt is perhaps the wrong word, but I feel as though our bargain has been well met.
The home that you had given us to stay in is no longer ours.
Correct. We had to create a place for the inevitable casualties that will be occurring when we take our first strike.
I believe there may have been an experiment that's gone a little awry there, so with your permission, we'd like to go back and assist them in trying to clear that out and make sure that it doesn't create problems for
Certainly. I apologize for that confusion. You are, of course, still welcome there, as you are anywhere in the court. You are citizens here for as long as you would like.
If you could please convey that to some of the people, they were a little bit hostile about us entering the place.
Tensions are high, certainly, but I will make sure.
I understand.
Definitely
and
get
I
to the year list
understand the
stuff.
need for an infirmary. We want to make sure that it is secure for your people. In the meantime, in return for our assistance with that and with the continued demon threats, because the demon threats are by no means ended, we have a little bit of an issue with a friend of ours who has somehow been entrapped, and we need to get her free of that agreement, and we were hoping that you might be able to assist us with that.
Is this an agreement that was made with another Fae?
Well, she didn't make the agreement. Somebody else did on her. They stole something from her, and now she's apparently being forced into something, and it's with the Admiral. And yes, we would like to see that she's not held, and that she did nothing, and she agreed to nothing.
And as you mentioned the Admiral, you see that same look that you're used to seeing on the Frostbite Queen come over the Autumn Queen's face, and she leans back a little bit. And for the first time since you've known him, the Frost Prince seems to be paying attention. He looks over, and the Autumn Queen goes, "The Admiral is known for being very, I don't know the proper word for it, getting involved in any sort of binds that he is involved in is a precarious endeavor. What is it? What would you, if he has laid claim to her? I'm not sure what sort of assistance you're looking for from me. If there's some bond that she has engaged in with him.
She has not engaged in it. Something of hers was stolen, and now he's using that to force a bond.
And you notice also now that Veles appears to be leaning forward a little bit and paying close attention to this conversation.
I am backing away from this conversation.
And what exactly are his expectations of her given this bond? What are the details of the oaths that were given?
She's given no oaths.
I'm afraid that there's...
The one that has given oaths took something of hers, and he's now going to try to use that. And we found a lake in the middle of the woods that was full of people trapped in it and dead. And that is what we believe he is planning to do to her.
I am still waiting on the Admiral to send his forces down as well. We are on the brink of war, and I am in dire need of forces. If she has found herself in some sort of strange bond, then I suggest perhaps the one who has placed her here see what he can do to negotiate to get her out, or else perhaps she can negotiate with the Admiral herself. But in the meantime, until I have his forces here and ready to meet on the front line, I cannot risk losing any other support.
Could you perhaps provide us with an escort to go? We're planning to go and see him to discuss this with him. Could you perhaps provide us with somebody who could assist us with this negotiation, who understands perhaps a little bit better the fairy politics that are going on here in the Feywild?
You could inquire with the Wild Hunt and see if any of them would be willing to travel with you. They are required to abstain from the politics of the Seelie and Unseelie court as a neutral party, so whereas the rest of us are very busy at the moment, they continue with their normal duties.
Rafferty just goes...
Dobby completely 100% ignores him.
As far as getting you there, we can of course provide teleportation. There is a circle near the Diamond Sea. But if you're looking for someone who is well versed in the ins and outs of oaths and dealings, then the Wild Hunt is by far the best that you can come by.
Perhaps at least we could discuss it with them to learn a little bit more so we understand.
I mean, I believe you traveled at length with Urinin, correct? So
yes, we did. And we got along well with Urinin.
Sort of. I'm not gonna say, I didn't say that like in character. Sort of. If you say so.
In the meantime, is there some, I guess we should seek a place to stay at the inn or whatever, but who do we see when we're ready to travel?
When you're ready to travel, go to the Mage's Tower. Cecily should be able to help you. Find someone who can transport you. The Luscious Luxury should have some space open, I believe, and if they don't, then tell them I said to make space so that you have a place to rest.
Thank you. And when we were here previously, you had mentioned potentially, we had tried to seek out some information and to be able to do some research at the Mage's Tower and to perhaps be able to purchase some items and things. And at the time, you said we needed to accomplish a little bit more to prove that we were indeed here to try to assist. And could we please have access to the Mage's Tower as we had previously discussed?
Having access to its resources is different from having access to the tower itself. If there's information that you seek, then surely Cecily can aid you in getting whatever you need to come by. As far as items, and she looks over to Phalar, who you easily recall, because it hasn't been that long, is actually an elven man who was introduced as being head of the tower. And he kind of looks up and she goes, Phalar, I know that a great deal of our supplies are being pushed towards the front line, but do you believe that there's anything that they may be able to look at or offer them? And he kind of nods and he goes, there's a good bit still. We've been stocking up things for quite a while. There are items that I believe they can look at. I also actually had a question regarding the infirmary. I was there earlier checking on some of our people as they were setting it up, and they said something about a red caps of some sort. And he
Purple
was giving me-
caps, I
Purple
believe.
caps, is that what it is? Do you know anything about this?
Not a great
Well-
deal, but we'd like to investigate it to try to see if we can figure more out.
I would appreciate that.
Our investigations usually involve explosions, so
It may require eradicating them, but we'll have to
Well.
see first what we're dealing with.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this in the Feywild before. It doesn't appear that they're a natural species, so invasive, perhaps. Perhaps eradication would be best.
yeah, we might have to eradicate the cause too.
Very well. Well, the Golden Queen nods. He's like, well, yes, just anything you need from the Mage Tower, inquire with Cecily. She is still keeping guard, and they're able to help you with anything you need.
Davi will take an opportunity if she can, without being too obvious, to try to study the prince again, just since he seems to be paying attention.
You notice that as conversation moved on from Lear, he returned to his distant gaze out the window, but that does appear to have been the portion that had caught his attention. Well, we are quite busy, as you can see. Things progress, hopefully quickly. But if you are more than welcome to come. The mansion is very busy these days as we plan and replan based upon shifting circumstances. So please, there's no need to require an audience. There's generally someone here who can get me if I am not currently in court.
There is one more piece of information that you might be interested in learning. When we
Hang on, before Davi
okay.
tells you what she has to tell you, I just have one question. Where did you send our mirror?
Ah, the Queen of Air and Darkness required it.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I mean, I'd rather go to the Diamond Sea than deal with that.
I'm so scared of the Queen of Air and Darkness. Y'all don't even know.
We sent word of how the information you gave us about how things were progressing, and she wished to do a bit of investigation of her own. And as your servant, I could do nothing but send it.
And Davi will look at Jackie like, "Are you finished?"
Yeah, the mirror was the only reason that I cared to come back to the Autumn Court.
I know where we're going
When
next.
the Sprite Queen's mage sent us back here so that we could report into you. After we came out of the building onto the beach, we were attacked by what appeared to be Sealy.
I'm still standing. I would have been standing near
Yeah,
Davi,
you're
although
all-
not contributing.
You're all
I
okay.
am going to produce one of the arrows.
And the whole court stops at that. The Queen takes a deep breath. I suppose it has begun then. Thank you for this information.
One of them got away, and the other one self-destructed when it appeared we were about to take him down. We were trying to capture him, and he didn't allow that. We were going to try to bring him here for you, but
Velius tilts his head at that. Self-destructed. What?
blew himself up.
He used explosive magic on himself.
Interesting.
The other one escaped by making a huge field that he disappeared through the grasses. And they had dogs with them. We took down all the dogs.
Yes, these sound like very typical Sealy tactics. I appreciate the information. We will retaliate with force.
You might want to warn anybody else that's planning to travel here that it seemed like it was a coordinated ambush.
I appreciate it. Very well. In that case, I suppose that we have to shift plans yet again and begin estimating. Is there anything else you need?
Davia just look at Earlith. I mean, it's our life, so.
That's. I mean, there's nothing else that we can do here. So, you know, since there's nothing else to be done for me, I don't think there's anything else.
Very well. I wish you
Be
luck.
well and good luck.
You as well. And as you venture to the Admiral, be wary of everything.
Certainly.
Yeah, we sort of got that idea.
Very well.
Thank you.
And she goes back to rambling to the Frost Prince, who is not paying a bit of attention, it seems.
So he only paid attention when we did the demons. Talked
When
about
you
the demons.
talked
And the
about-
animal.
About Lear.
about
Lear.
Lear.
Oh, Lear. Okay.
I don't know what we're gonna do about me.
I don't know, but I think we
Okay.
should go talk to Yernan, and I think we should go to the Mage Tower.
Yes. I think that's good. Alright.
And we've got to go try to figure out these mushrooms because I'm concerned about Leo.
I mean, I am. Well.
Alright. So you guys head
Where'd you
downstairs.
So
Yeah.
as you head downstairs, Irilith, you hear footsteps behind you. It seems Velace is not moving rapidly, but moving at a decent pace to keep up. Irilith.
Yeah, I'll slow down.
Dobby
Well-
will too.
Irilith, will you walk with me a moment?
Yeah, of course.
Can I ask you something before you guys do go for a walk?
Of course.
Statue of Frieza downstairs. What's up with that?
It's not quite a statue. It is Breezer.
What'd she do?
Well, she brought the dragon into the Feywild.
Breezer
Well, yeah, I
is
know, but
not always the best at managing her interactions or volume level.
you can say that again.
She pressed her desires with the Autumn Queen a few too many times and was introduced to one of the basilisks.
The child that was with her, we know who his parents were. Is there
Yes.
any chance he could be returned to them?
I imagine it would be rather heavy.
Well, I mean, preferably not as a statue. Frieza, I don't care. She can stay a statue. She deserves it. Shouldn't have
is,
brought a red
um,
dragon into the Feywild to begin with.
He is an unfortunate casualty of Breeze's peculiar situation.
And such things happen.
Perhaps at a better time I'll bring it up with the Autumn Queen.
Yeah, obviously
may
now
not
it's
be the
probably
time.
not the best time.
Certainly. Thank you.
Of course.
Davy will back off so they can go on their walk.
Yeah.
She'll give
Um,
Davy Earlith a little thumbs up.
Earlith is a little distracted at the moment.
So Vales is going to casually slip his arm into Irilith's arm and just kind of walk the halls with her.
Oh!
It's so funny.
Davy will go stand by Leo.
So I must say I apologize for eavesdropping on your peculiar situation.
It's not an ideal situation at all.
It's a waste, I would argue.
Well, I mean, hopefully we will think of something to get me out of the situation that I have been unwillingly dragged into.
Well, times like these sometimes are hidden opportunities.
He hands her some KY.
God,
Whoa.
see.
That escalated quickly.
I don't know what is gonna happen, but I do hope that we figure it out. If you have any advice at all or know anything about dealing with the Admiral, it would be very well received and appreciated.
Well, I may have an idea.
Oh,
I just
that would be helpful.
casually walks down
I mean,
the halls.
Follow him.
oh yeah, I'm walking with him.
Well,
I-
his arms linked and
Yeah,
hers.
we're definitely
They're bones.
walking together.
As I said, I feel it would be a waste to lose you to someone like the Admiral. I think I might perhaps be able to lay a claim on you
How would
the
that be
Admiral
possible?
would not be able to refute.
So my comment was totally right.
How would that be possible?
Well, unlike most of the people here in this court, I'm not afraid of the Admiral.
That's a benefit. I mean, Rafferty is certainly frightened of the Admiral. He
Oh.
repeats it
And he should
repeatedly.
be. He should absolutely be afraid of the Admiral.
I mean, I feel like that's the case. I should admit, more than a little bit frightened myself.
Well, we shouldn't have that. So I think what we will do is I will claim you.
I need a little bit more detail first, though, about what that means.
So, Valais appears entirely unruffled, and Irilith, as you look over at him, he kind of looks back at you, and he's got those very peculiar colored eyes, and just for a brief moment, you can see where in the area behind him there is this image of this enormous brass dragon standing in his place.
Oh, yeah. I knew it. He was a dragon. Okay.
And the image just kind of flickers back and forth.
Yurlith, I am your father's uncle's nephews.
Oh, you feel
Blue. He's
barrier.
brass. That's not even. There's no. I mean, you have been very kind to us since we have arrived, and certainly warmer than some of the others, I will admit.
Well, when you're like us, Airlith, you have a different perspective on things. And I think it is very important to maintain the existence of beautiful things such as you and I. And we can't have it going to waste at the bottom of some icy lake.
I was pulled into the lake and very, very narrowly escaped. I was rescued. But
Rescued.
I definitely do not want. I said I was rescued.
Yep. Who jumped in to rescue you? This guy.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, Jackie helped.
Sure.
Yeah. So I really do not want to repeat that again.
No. So Valais will kind of pat around in his coat and reach inside. He's going to pull out a small pendant. How do I show this? How do I do this? This makes me very angry. Why can't I just show it to people? Fine.
I know that nothing here comes without an obligation.
Varys grins into a broad grin, and you can see that expression reflected in the dragon's face as the image flickers back and forth. You have learned very much here. So, in answering your inquiry, I do have a simple request.
Okay.
This is a land of much lost knowledge. And as I said, beautiful things that have been forgotten.
Yes.
What I would like to do is help others remember it. I would like you to be my herald. And I recognize that you are rather busy, we'll say, with your organization. But in the meantime, wear my symbol.
Okay.
Find the lost knowledge here. Share it with me. Share it with others.
What kind of knowledge? I mean, knowledge of you, or I mean, what? I don't know what exactly I would be looking for, but I certainly am happy to find mysteries and information.
You just say yes. It's pretty
I'm
pretty
gonna
simple.
say, I said I would be happy to.
In the short time you've been here, you have been into places in the Feywild that many haven't, even those of us that live in the Feywild, haven't dared go.
That could be foolishness and naivete that has driven us there. I will say that. I can fully admit that.
But if it's still perhaps vague to you, perhaps you could consult Gavi for
Oh my god, Felix.
Sorry, Felix just disrupted everything.
What happened?
Felix,
Don't
Felix
look
is
at this far.
predicting the future.
Wow.
I wasn't looking at the cameras. I was.
So,
I mean, have you seen the exhaust on the Hyundai Veloster? It makes sense if you've seen the exhaust on a Hyundai Veloster.
watching the reactions go from Tab to Says to Honey was perfect.
That better be a
We're gonna
GIF.
need a GIF of the
That better be a
reactions
GIF.
one by one.
God,
Holy,
that's nothing soft.
Oh my god.
That's a driver's seat.
y'all are awful.
I don't want to disrupt
Apologies, carry
the
on.
flow, but since we're already disrupted a little bit, somewhere in this, Davi's gonna have the little niggly thought of going, you know, I wish she would ask him about that potion. So she is going to cast Sending and simply send a message to Earlith to say, ask him if he left you the potion and what it does.
Oh,
And I will mark that spell off.
Before you ask that, I think if you're concerned with what the title of Herald means, I imagine Davi would be able to help you understand. She does an excellent job of being a herald herself and doing the work of the person she heralds.
oh, okay. I can do that. I did have. This would be about the time that Davi would have sent her message.
Sure.
I would. I will accept because I am happy to look for knowledge and to share it with you. As I said, you have been very kind um, to me and to us. I did have a question though, and I don't know if you were involved or anything, but somebody left something in my room at the academy. It was a potion and a note and some coins that Davi had left on one of the statues in the abandoned what is that cave where the transportation circle is?
Just that temple.
The abandoned temple. And I wondered if you left it there or had it put there.
Ah. Well, as I have revealed, I am a man that is interested in knowledge. So yes,
Carnal knowledge.
I left it there as a gift.
Okay, I have not done anything with it because I have a hefty dose of skepticism as from my time here, as I'm sure you can understand. But to know that it was from a friend makes it a little bit easier to perhaps use it.
Yes. Take it
Okay.
as a reward for curiosity.
Okay. We will definitely. I will probably talk with Davi about it because she and I are very close.
Well, you've already accepted, so it's...
Yeah, I'm talking about the potion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've accepted the pendant. I'm down for that. So yeah,
There is an item in the items directory. So the necklace he handed you was a brass necklace with a pendant, all made of brass, and the pendant is actually a tome with a very fine inscription. And just at first glance, you can't really make anything out of it because the strokes are so light.
So do I feel any immediate repercussion to her making this deal?
Nope.
Sweet, totally off the hook.
Doesn't
Not my
affect
problem.
you at all.
I had no part in this whatsoever. That's fine. And if he gets real pissed, I can get the feather back.
does this go under equipment, right?
It's such a cursed
Yeah.
necklace.
Does it say? It says it wants me to import via plutonium. Note this will ignore any foundry modifications. Or do I say yes or use normal drag drop? Or never mind.
What
Okay,
the
just
fuck?
put it in there.
I'm just gonna put it
Huh.
in.
Huh?
Just gonna put it
Yeah.
in. Whoa, what the shit? Oh, there's two of them now. Alright, well.
Oh. No info on it. Okay. All right. So it looks like a book with an inscription that's barely legible.
Yep.
Or is it not legible at all, or just barely legible?
You cannot read it there at all right now.
Might be contract terms. You maybe want to cast a spell to read that. Maybe I can.
Well, no, I was wondering. I mean, is it a language thing? Because I
Are you
speak
gonna
Draconic.
eyeball fuck this? Like,
Why?
I mean,
Why so
that's-
salty?
what? I'm just asking. It's a question.
DM styles are very
I mean,
different.
is it just not visible, or is it not readable?
It is not.
I mean, I'm not sure.
It is not
almost-
legible.
It's like you try to focus your eyes on it, and it's almost as though there is a barrier between you and being able to read it yet. Or for now. For some reason, you just can't quite make it out.
I'm gonna laugh when this guy is also working for Lear, and like this is Lear's way of speeding things along.
Don't feel like that's the case.
I didn't feel like I was making a human trafficking character, and that ended up being the case.
I mean, I don't know. I do appreciate. I hope that this will be enough to sever whatever claim that Lear will have on me, based on.
I mean, the guy talked the talk. We'll see if he can walk the walk.
I appreciate your trying to protect me. I really do.
Oh, there's no trying, my dear.
Oh, good.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Well, I am very grateful. And I will do my best. We've definitely been trying hard here to do what we have said we would do. So I will continue to do that.
Excellent. Well, I am only crestfallen that I will not be there to watch Lear see you ripped out from his clutches.
I will tell you all about it when we return.
And with that, he very gently pats Earlith on the hand. Says, "Well then, you should probably catch up with your friends. I'm sure they'll be concerned that you've been gone so long."
I will, and thank you. And I'll sort of, incline my head respectfully and all of that thing, and sort of go to catch up with the others.
Are there any other obvious mortals hanging out in this court right now?
No.
Just Jacobus and Leo.
So there is the gnome who you saw there that you hadn't seen before, who appeared prominent. There were a number of people you hadn't seen before, but most of them are just Autumn Eladrin, who appeared to be in very clearly like assistant positions. They're taking notes, they're taking things to and from. The other individual of import that you did not recognize was a gnomish man, and then Master Phalar of the Mage Tower is a...
I'm just saying I got to get to work on replacing this arrowhead because I'm probably in so much trouble now. Sorry, Leo, I don't think you qualify for attractive.
I have 20 charisma.
No, I think Leo is supposed to be very super attractive, actually.
You just want to touch him all the time. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean...
That's fine.
Isn't
Okay.
Leo
Hand
like
me
a
one of those
blonde
mushroom bits.
bombshell elf kind of dude?
Well,
Half
he's
No.
kind of growing mushrooms out of places.
Well, yeah, that is an awkward. That's an awkward characteristic, I'll admit.
It's a whole different kind of mushroom.
Well, you can't spell fungus without fun, so...
Yeah. So Earlith is gonna go catch up with the others, and she's gonna kind of, sort of catch up to Davi, but try to get Davi to hang back a little bit from the rest of the group.
All right.
And she's gonna say it was him who left the potion.
Did he leave the coins too?
I don't know if he left the coins. I did tell him it was with a note and coins.
Well, were the coins brass? That might be it. That might be a
They
tell.
were, weren't they? Weren't the dwarven coins brass coins?
I don't know what they are. They were dwarven is all I knew.
Is it Dwarven Dragon? Is it really short?
No.
Oh,
Like a
sorry.
corgi dragon?
The coins, I'm just going to give this one to you guys because, anyway, the coins were definitely the exact coins that Davi had left by the statue.
Right. You did tell us that last week. Davi said these are the coins I left.
Yes.
But I didn't clarify that with Velas as to whether he left the coins and the note and the potion, or if perhaps the coins were separate from the potion.
There's just
So-
all kinds of
Yeah,
traffic
later.
that night. Like somebody came in and left a note, somebody came and left a potion, somebody came in and left the coins.
I mean, but
I
he
mean,
did.
people were all up in your pack, okay? Your pack got around.
I mean, well, this was left in my room, but yeah, I mean,
People were all up in there, too.
Jesus.
Well, if you talk to him later, maybe you'll think to ask him.
Okay,
well,
we take a break.
I'm
Oh,
certainly
yes.
going to talk to him again. So, and
Are we
yeah,
taking
when
a
we come
drink
back
break?
from the
Yeah,
break,
take a break.
Earless will fill
Yeah,
Davi
I'm
in a
just
little
worried
bit.
about Leah's dog dying.
Okay. Bye.
I'm
She's
not.
fine. She's fine for right
No,
now.
she's
All
not.
right.
She's
I'll
not
be
been
back in a
fed
few.
for
Okay,
several
see you guys in a
hours.
bit.
BRB.
Be back.
Man, there aren't going to be any repercussions for Leah just quickly agreeing to that. I'm sure that'll work fine for her because the GMs are very nice people.
Fucking go eat your goodie.
Yeah, pumpkin. You piece of shit.
You did what?
Nothing.
Go on and eat your goodie. It's in the kitchen.
I heard you.
Don't worry about it.
Be nice, Tab.
No, it's a really good line.
Does Leah think she is muted?
I think so.
We're back.
Oh.
Look at Leah. No camera over there, huh, Leah?
She's not
You
there.
left the door open.
Oh.
Quit flexing, Cag. The shorts look awful.
Is it that they're not high enough?
God, stop.
Yeah,
it got
Sit
worse.
That's the
down.
problem.
Oh my gosh.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Oh my
That was your
gosh. Okay,
moment.
Okay, go.
I don't know why I look so much better on your camera than on mine.
Well, you can trade desks with me and sit by Tristan if you
Is
want.
it the light? I think it maybe is just like. I think it's the lighting. I think it's because I
Okay.
get too much.
Well, we're all
What you
very
need is
different.
some makeup to contour the arm.
I don't think I need to. I think I'm doing
On the
all right.
calves, you definitely
I
need to.
can't.
I
I,
have baby calves. Okay, I can't help that.
Shots fired.
I can't let him start investing in makeup because I cannot support that habit.
I would be fucking beautiful.
You would take it too far.
I would be gorgeous.
You did not wear white shirts. We can see it to start with.
Listen, I'm trying to take care of my skin. I don't want to be in the light.
James unexpectedly hit us today with mommy and daddy.
Oh.
Aww.
And you melted, and that was it. That's how they
And his
win.
first couple of multi-word phrases too came out in the last week or so. So he's
Oh.
That's awesome.
They grow up so fast, says.
yeah. We look at even the videos from like 6 months ago. And we're like, oh, now we have a small person. Before we had a squishy squig.
Yeah, it's like a cute potato, and then, all of a sudden they have like wants and desires. They want to get an art degree.
And demands.
Then you get fun at squashing all her dreams.
Well, that's when you get the joy back again.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
I like this campaign, guys. It makes me happy.
What makes you happy?
This campaign.
Oh, I love this
This
campaign.
is great. I get all the credit for alerting to everyone to your list problem, and I didn't actually have to solve it.
Why are you under?
What am I doing?
I don't know. He's over there sneezing on your foot. So
I don't
congratulations.
know.
Are we talking about children?
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah.
Being weird. I
I'm
don't
back.
know why.
So, we were. Did Earless told Dobby that he left the potion for sure.
Yes, she caught up and she was going to tell her about their meeting.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
I'm gonna.
Not, hey, I'm safe, but I know where this potion came from.
Well, she had
There it is.
messaged me about that, and then I'm gonna say, and also
I'm a
he
concubine.
has claimed me, and he said that should negate any claim that Lear would have.
Claimed you how?
I'm going to show her the necklace.
It's not consummated yet.
And I'm going to say, he said that I would be his herald. I've got to tell you so much about this whole but I don't think now is the time or the place.
Okay.
But I will tell you all about it. But he said he wanted to protect me from the fate that would have awaited me had I gone to Lear.
What do you have to do for him?
He said I would have to be his herald.
Herald as in...
Herald. H-E-A-R.
The herald
Yeah,
of
Yeah, I
Kumar.
know what the word means. But
Yeah,
what do
just
you
like,
have
We're
to
going
do?
to White Castle.
He actually said I should talk to you about it. But I don't. There's so much I've got to tell you still about this.
Okay, we'll talk later then. That's fine. That's
It's
fine.
because there's more. There's more that you should know.
Okay.
But I'm very excited if he could protect me. He said that he felt that it would be a great waste for one such as myself to be at the bottom of an icy lake.
Rafferty's over in a corner writing in his creepy-looking wet book of shadows.
I forget
So we
it's
should,
wet.
Every time it wets, there's like a squishy noise. Like,
Yeah, it's perpetually wet. It's a creepy book.
So hopefully now all we have to do is get Rafferty free.
Well, I mean, if we can, and if he wants that, I mean, I don't know.
Going around collecting things and feeling like he's going to sell one of us into servitude to Lear is not okay.
No, it's certainly not. And while I may be safe and from this situation, I really don't want the rest of you to be put in any kind of danger.
Well, or anybody else. I mean,
Yeah. So, but yeah, as soon as we get to somewhere where there are not perhaps so many ears, I would
Okay.
definitely fill you in on everything.
all
But
right.
I think I've been saved.
I hope so.
I mean, Earlith is going to sound trepidatiously positive about it. Like, she really hopes that, this was a saving grace. Like, she believes it because Valus has always been nice to them, but, she also knows that nice is not always necessarily nice in the Feywild. So she's a little wary still.
so, where are you guys heading?
We're going to the Sea of Ice, the Sea of Diamonds. That's where we're going.
Well, aren't we? So what time?
We need to go talk to. Your situation may have been handled, but I still feel like we should go talk to the wild hunt guy whose name has fled me.
Yearnin?
Yernan, thank you.
We should also still go to the Mage Tower that
Yes.
apparently might have
Yeah.
magical items.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
agreed. I could use another
Agreed.
potion. I had to drink mine in that last fight.
And I want to
I will
find
stop
some
bleeding potion.
scrolls.
I would love. Oh, did they keep my arrow or did they just look at it?
They just looked at it. They didn't keep it.
Okay.
You have
So-
five of them.
You guys have talked about the Mage Tower, the Huntsman's Hall, and potentially Purple Caps. Where are you going?
Right.
Oh, and the inn. You talked about going to the inn too to rest for them.
Right. The inn is for resting before we go. I think we need to spend the rest of the day here and then go to the Diamonds in the morning.
Which one is closer to go and find Irnan or the Mage Tower?
The Mage Tower.
Mage
is,
Tower.
is pretty close.
Well, I'd say we go to the Mage Tower and then we can go to Irnan and then back to the Academy,
Okay.
Or to the inn. The
Yeah.
luscious.
depending on the time.
Yeah.
You go into the Mage Tower and you enter the same small round room that you've seen before with the floating crystals up above. And there still sits the little Eldrin girl with the curly bobbed hair sitting cross-legged in the middle of the floor, holding her little glass rod. She stands up as you come in. Oh, you're back.
Is this the one that they told us to talk to?
Yes.
I don't remember her name.
This
Okay.
is Cecily.
Yeah. So the queen said that we could come back and maybe look at purchasing a few items, and we were also curious if I know that the mirror has gone on, but if you found anything out about it.
If they found out anything, they didn't tell me, but the mirror left shortly after you did. I don't think they had much time to look at it here. The Queen of Air and Darkness was very excited to have her people look at it.
Okay.
As for items, and she looks up and she clinks the shards above her. Sorry, hold on. And she holds out her hands, and a couple of things slow down, and she goes, "A lot of our things have gone to the soldiers, but we do have this available." And I'm gonna
So
tag in our
there
loot bag.
is a floating before her, a pot. It's a ceramic pot that is floating in the air. A flail and a set of studded leather armor.
What do these things do?
Well,
What does
Well-
this studded leather armor do?
So the studded leather armor, she is going to explain in her incredibly feminine voice, is a set.
Well, let's
of,
hear the incredibly feminine voice.
Hold on, let me grip myself.
Yes, tuck and say.
The studded leather armor is actually Mariner's studded leather armor.
Ooh.
It allows you to swim very quickly underwater.
Nobody needs that.
Guys, that's like completing Voltron for me.
Can you wear studded armor?
I think you can wear light
Just
armor.
light
as a
armor.
warlock. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Let me actually check my something real quick. No, I already have swimming speed equal to my walking speed.
So, is there any way I could show you guys things? I really hate that it doesn't.
How fast does that make you swim? Is it like more than my
equal to your
walking speed? Because that is very much like completing Voltron.
Hold on. I have a permission.
Swimming speed equal to your walking speed.
So I've set. If you go to the items tab, there's a mage tower bag. You should be able to click on it and look at the details tab.
Hey, there we go.
So the studded leather armor is Marinus, so obviously it allows you to swim quickly underwater. The pot is a pot of awakening.
Can definitely not look at details on them.
Mm-mm.
So if you plant a shrub in it, it will eventually grow up to be an awakened shrub that will follow your instructions.
Eventually move away from home and never talk to you again.
It is basically Groot, yes. And the flail is a magical flare.
Alright, we'll take them all.
Yep. Someone else take the armor though, because I actually already have swim speed equal to my walking speed. I'm
What's
already
the
that
cost
good.
for these?
Can you explain the terms?
I don't understand what you're getting at.
So, Cecily will then explain that the items are on a barter basis.
Least tone.
Okay. Well, what do you have that you could trade for them?
Have you ever heard of coins?
Well,
They're very shiny and very useful.
they might like that.
You just drag out a randomly handful of coins.
Those look kind of like rocks.
Yes, but prettier.
I have pretty rocks.
And they have little etchings on them. Did you see? It's kind of like artwork.
I can paint rocks.
I hate this place.
So, what? I can't see the info on. How do I see the info?
You can't. You can't.
You can't see
Okay.
the edit item thing?
Nope. You can split item and purchase it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll link it in chat.
I learned
Do you have any magic scrolls?
some.
Davi will pull out that +1 battle axe that's breaking, but not completely broken. And be like, well, would this be of any interest, maybe in exchange for that flail?
And she takes
I mean,
it.
it's Druagar made, so it's definitely not normal here, and it's imbued with their magic.
She takes it and she looks it over with an almost surprisingly trained eye, given that she looks to be about 8. And she really kind of like tilts it this way, Nat. Interesting. I haven't seen this ore before, and it seems as though it has some kind of innate magical properties in it. This is a good start.
In exchange for the flail?
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else you could add to it?
She'll pull out the chainmail that's also breaking, that's imbued with the same thing.
I think we only need one of those.
Leo
Put that
pulls
back.
out goblet he stole from the Frostbrite Queen's place.
This is pretty, but I don't really need it.
Neither did the Frostbrite Queen, as it turned out.
Hey, I learned a new trick recently. It's a pretty cool one. So
What's that?
I learned how to take properties from one item and switch it with the properties on another item.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
So you can make like a chair very soft like a bed.
No, not so much that. But I could take, if there's, if you have like boots that let you walk through fire, but you want it to be on a cloak instead, and the cloak can help you breathe underwater, I can switch those. I'm really excited about it, and I can show you if you want.
Ooh, so you could take the things that are on that flail and put it on my axe.
Yeah.
To pull out a real battle axe.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm pretty good at it too. I get it right most of the time.
Well, I definitely prefer that over using a flail.
Okay, if you get the flail, I can do that for you.
So Leo will pull out a green glowing vial of dragon blood, a purple crystal, which is first,
Bezos.
and his 10-foot smothering belt.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
So she
I forgot about that too.
looks at the dragon's blood and the crystal. What are those?
That's blood of an ancient creature that is not dead, because I assume, because there's blood there. I don't know. I didn't kill him.
That's okay. I don't like killing things either.
And that's a crystal that explodes if you do magic around it.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
I mean, no. And this is an attack belt.
I really like those things. Do you like any of my things? I'll trade you my things for your things.
Not really.
You asked about scrolls. I can see if I have any scrolls. Would you trade for scrolls?
What would you trade for that flail? Of these things.
I
Well,
don't know. What do you
she's
want?
switching the flails things over to the battle axe.
we gotta have it first before they change
If
it.
you give me the weapon Dobby offered, it was a
Battle axe.
if you give
It
me
was the draw
battle
battle
axe, the battle axe and the dragon blood, I'll give you the flail.
All right, we can do that.
Okay, deal. And she can't sell you over the flail. And she takes the battle axe and the dragon blood and offers them up, and they disappear into the ceiling.
And does anybody want to be stalked by a talking bush? Do we
No.
want this thing?
No, and I don't know that we want the armor either. I'm not keen to
Armor's
roll up
useless.
at the I'm not keen to roll up to the Admiral's place in nautical themed armor, claiming to be claimed.
Yes,
by a
nicely
brass
dressed up like a
dragon.
pretty little sailor boy.
I mean, he might appreciate it. You might get off easier. Or he might get off
I
easier.
mean-
He'll have it real easy.
I mean,
I would
supposedly
be
I'm already
interested.
safe.
I would be interested in some scrolls for ritual spells,
What
if there were
kind?
any available from the shop.
What kind of scrolls?
I am a collector of rituals, so scrolls for ritual spells of any kind I'm interested in.
There are a lot of rituals in the world.
There certainly are, and I'm not picky. I'm letting you pick something ridiculous, Gast.
And she just kind of stares. She just kind of stares at you.
Rituals of summoning, rituals of, you know.
Almost. She reaches up and she taps the crystals and totally offloads this onto Cog.
There is a scroll of wrist pocket, a scroll of magic mouth, and a scroll of feigned death.
Oh, wow. Feign death as a ritual, those going to be pretty lame. All right, guys. Just give me 10 minutes.
My deathbed, and you lay there casting it while you're dying. 10 minutes.
guys, we need to get Elspeth to ritual cast feats.
She already does it every battle anyway.
All right, allow me to research what the other two spells do.
Isn't wrist pocket like a critical role cantrip?
Yes. Well, it comes from Chronergy, but yeah, it's just a summoning spell.
Wasn't that a cantrip?
Nope. Second level ritual.
Cecily looks at Dobby. Do you want me to put the thing on your axe for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm very excited about this. She takes them. She kind of sits
Me
down
too.
cross-legged again, and it takes her a few minutes. She's got one hand over each item, and she closes her eyes and meditates for a moment as she works on switching the properties between the two.
Awesome. So now I no longer have a +1 flail, but I have a +1 battle axe. Do I have just a normal flail then left, or?
Okay.
The
How does that
flail is
work?
destroyed by the action.
Okay.
Okay. So the flail goes away out of my inventory, but then the battle axe becomes a +1, and I don't know how to change
Well,
that.
I just changed the flail to a battle axe.
That works. Thank you. So I guess the battle axe that's in here goes away too. I can get rid of it.
Okay, I would like all of these ritual spells. Let's see what I can trade.
The master says it is good for me to practice, so if you have anything else that you want me to trade for you, then I'm here and I'm always waiting. I'm here always waiting.
For these scrolls, would you accept a wand that can detect secret doors and traps?
I could do that for one of them.
Although the battle axe is showing a 1d8 bludgeoning damage now,
Yeah,
so that's
I'm
not
sure.
right.
I just pass the +1 battle axe because it is a lot easier.
And would you also
Hey.
accept a mask of water breathing? And I must tell you, I'm very attached to this mask. It's my favorite mask.
It might be easier to edit the one battle axe she had because I'd set it up with her cantrip
Well,
damage.
I already deleted
also
it.
have
I'm
an
sorry.
extra set. I have an extra set of armor too. I mean, it's
sorry.
not really good for me because it gives me disadvantage on stealth stuff. But if nobody else is wanting the scale mail of cold resistance, we have that's available for trade as well. But I was hoping to maybe get some potions for that.
I can trade you the mask for another scroll. That sounds fair.
And I have a trinket that allows allows those who are sworn to a higher power to expand their knowledge further. It's the Dark Shard amulet. I have no idea how I would explain this to a non-warlock.
Hey, Rafferty,
So
what happens if you trade the
suspicious.
bag to her? That wouldn't
It's
be
not
her
mine.
What-
The bag is not mine.
property rights seems very fluid, to be honest with you. So
I don't think I want the amulet. That sounds fishy.
Leo, do you have anything you might aid me to get the last scroll?
I mean, do you like the belt? Look,
I
it
like
moves.
the belt. She
I
kinda
don't remember I have
covers
it. Yeah.
We also have these.
Rings.
Well, we've got these rings.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Where's
God,
actually
with the
inventory
rings.
sheet? I forgot we have a party loot thing too. We should look at
Yeah, I
that.
was looking at the party
Yeah,
loot.
we
We've
have-
got the
Would you
rings.
like 34 growth potions?
No, we need those. Those
Can
are
I-
actually useful. Leave those.
Can I only use one at a time, or can I use all 34 and be really big?
I
That
think
sounds
it's
like something
only
you should
one at
figure
a
out.
time. But I don't know.
That's
But
not
no,
very
I want to hold
exciting.
on to those anyway. Those have come in handy.
They
for,
already
especially
offered
for you.
them. I get dibs, but I don't want them, so you can keep them.
We have these rings, and we could trade one of these rings.
How about 2 of the rings?
I mean, the rings have a they. I mean, even
Don't
though they have a-
don't say that
I'm
one.
telling. Yeah, but yeah, the rings. We
I don't
don't use
remember
them.
One of them
Oh.
were mildly useful, but I don't remember which one because it doesn't say which ones
I
the
hope
negatives on
not.
here.
They have
Yeah.
bad runes on them too. And she looks at Rafferty and goes, I may be a kid, but I'm smarter than you.
Listen,
So what?
I appreciate that you're intelligent,
Thank you.
but when negotiating, one must never give more information than is required. Whether you knew it or not, it was stupid of her to say it.
That's fair. But I just like fun things. So I will trade you 2 rings for the last scroll. Or the belt. The belt also looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, take the belt.
Okay. Takes the belt. Without
So,
hesitation.
goodbye, mask that I love, and thank you, Cag, for even putting this in the campaign for a moment.
Do you?
Yes.
Are there any potions or anything that
That's not
may be
really
useful?
So all of our potions have been given either to the people on the front line or the infirmary. But we don't really make potions so much anyway. I mean, we have some, but there are other people that make them more. We're more interested in magical items.
Who are these other people?
Can you point
I
me to
don't
the
know.
people who make them?
I don't know. I never get to leave. But
No.
they're out
Because I'd
there.
like to. Because I can actually
might
make
check with the
potions, but
infirmary.
I need a place to do it in
The
our
infirmary
house.
might be a good place for that. They should
Well,
have.
maybe
a cook
they'd
in
let
there
me
to do
use it. That's true.
Yeah,
Maybe I
they
can make
should have
a
a
few
still
things.
room.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. Quick question.
Okay.
I'm out of character because I don't know how this property swapping thing works.
Okay.
I've got this scale mail of cold resistance and then studded leather armor. The scale mail is not a good fit for Earlith,
Okay.
but I
Yes.
like the cold resistance, especially since we may be in the winter court and stuff.
You could switch the scale mail would be destroyed, but you can take the cold resistance off of it and put it onto the studded leather.
Does
So
anybody
long-
care about the scale mail?
So long as the studded leather already is a magical item.
Armor for smoke.
It is.
Okay.
If nobody else cares about the scale mail,
No.
then
It'll be
I would like.
consumed in doing it, so
I mean, that's
All
what I
right,
said.
I'm adding these fun spells. Yeah.
yeah, I don't need it.
Do you get L3?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what would be a good barter because I don't have much, that I could barter.
I'll take the rings.
I'm going to find a way to use these spells.
The rings are a good
If you, would
start.
take, if you would take the remaining 2 rings, if that's okay with everybody else,
The
I would.
rings
I would-
and
Which can we see which one of the rings that? Because I don't remember OOC what the rings had positives and negatives, and Tab said there was one of them that he thought might be
One of them
mildly
gave like
useful.
vulnerability, like psychic resistance, which is or psychic damage, which is not like.
So we'd keep the one we
huge,
thought was mildly useful and
Well,
give up the other
actually,
2.
I'm looking at it now. There were only 3 rings. She already took 2,
no.
so there's only 1
No.
left.
Yeah.
She hasn't taken any yet.
We traded the belt.
The ring of poison
okay.
resistant makes you vulnerable to psychic damage.
So
The ring of cold resistance makes you vulnerable to lightning, and ring of fire resistance makes you vulnerable to cold.
Wait, Ring of Cold Resistance makes you vulnerable to lightning?
Yes.
So that would mean if I had resistance to lightning naturally, that would just mean I have no resistance, no vulnerability, right?
Correct.
Sure.
Actually, then No, let's not do that at all. We'll just hold on to the armor and wear that ring of cold resistance when necessary. Do they take attunement?
I would assume so.
Yes.
Well, we're not going into cold. Well, are we going into the cold right now? I guess the Diamond Sea might be colder area. I don't know.
From your
Okay,
time
well-
looking at the map, the Diamond Sea is actually east. It's kind of in between the Sealy and Unsealy Court.
So it's going to be warmer, not colder, right?
Slightly, yeah.
So if
It's
you
a
wanted to be the jerk causing this war, maybe you'd want to live like between the two.
It would be a tactical position.
Yeah. So, no, it's okay. There's no need to change it because then if we need the scale mail anytime in the future, then
Trying to find these things on the importer and failing.
it'll
which one are you
maybe
looking for?
will.
Leave a wrist bucket.
will
Wrist pocket. I haven't found any of them.
I won't put it for you.
I'm gonna leave the ring in the party loot for now, though. But I'm not gonna do any trades of any kind.
Okay.
Did we did we hand in the murder orb, by the way? This is something we gave to the...
I think you did. I think you did give that to the tower as well.
Okay.
Oh, can we get that back?
Murder,
Whatever it was.
Murder orb? I don't.
It was the one where they touched it. And...
I mean, I know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were in character.
No, I'm an 8-year-old right now.
I apologize. Carry on.
Murder orb. I don't
It's a
know.
big orb, and you touch it, and it murders things, and it then murders you. It's very aptly named.
I haven't been allowed to touch a murder orb, but I'll see. And she taps the crystals. And then after a while, she's... Oh, yeah, they have that. Do you want it back?
Sure.
Okay. And she goes and she gets a towel so that she can catch it kind of like in the sash, and she holds it out to you guys.
Davy, put it in the bag.
Davy, can I take the towel?
You can borrow it, but I really
Oh,
like
just
it.
to put it in the bag,
Okay,
yeah.
Can I have it back after?
Or Davy will reach in and grab like a robe or something and transfer it from the towel to the robe and wrap it up in it and throw it in the bag, tie it up.
I've already
I've
forgotten. It's wrist pocket, magic
Wrist
mouth.
pocket, magic mouth, and feign death.
Thank you.
They say you shouldn't touch it, so be very, very careful.
Yeah, that's why I'm wrapping it all up, and she'll
Yeah.
tie it off real tight so it
I have
doesn't.
minions for that.
All right. Well, if you change your mind, and she looks at you like, I'm always ready for more practice.
Well, next time we come and visit the court, maybe we'll have other items that you can practice on.
That would be fun.
So, one of the other things, they said that we might be able to access some of the information or records or something if we asked you, just to help us in trying to figure some things out about these artifacts and the demons that are going on. Do we have that access now?
What information are you looking for? We don't know a whole lot about demons or the artifacts. Most of that information has come from you guys.
Yeah. One thing I had a question. Do you know, is it when people come to the Feywild from outside of other realms or other planes of existence, does the Feywild start to change them?
Sometimes people go back a little different. I know this. I know that sometimes when people go back, especially to the prime material plane, they don't remember anything about what happened. And I know sometimes while you're here, so it's very interesting actually. So each of us is connected to the Feywild in a very intimate sense that maybe is not so true for the prime material plane. When we die, we go back to the big pot that is the Feywild, and then we boil around for a little bit and we come back as something new, because that's the way the Celadrin made us. So when you're here, you kind of start to get a little bit of that on you, and you kind of become part of the soup too. But to my understanding, it's not like that in the prime material plane. Your gods don't love you as much.
Well, the only reason I ask, and Davy will kind of turn and just hold out a feather. I've kind of started growing these,
Those are really
and I
pretty.
don't know why. Well, yeah, they are kind of pretty, and it's kind of cool, but I don't know why.
Well, I don't know that I know that either, but that does look like something. I mean, and I don't know how to say this nice, but they're prettier than your hair. I think they're from here. They are kind of pretty. You know, like you guys. I don't. There's no way to say it nice. You're just kind of dull, but they look pretty like us.
I prefer to think of it as different, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, I'll use different next time. They're different.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm just curious if other things might develop, or if that's, you know. But anyhow,
It's a possibility.
like wings. I'm curious if I'd get wings.
That would be cool.
It would be cool, but you never know.
If I find a way to get you wings, I'll let you know.
Well, I'd just like to know if it might happen, or you know,
I mean,
what's
anything's
going on.
possible.
And the last question I had, do you have any information that I could get, like just some kind of book or something about the traveler? And whatever his name is that I surely don't
Abishel?
remember. Honey doesn't remember. Tracy
Her
doesn't
name.
remember.
It's a her, actually. Isn't the traveler a her?
I don't remember.
Double check. Hold on.
You're asking for Avishel?
Yeah, is Abishel
Abishel.
female?
Yeah.
Abishel? What about... But okay, hold on. Okay, we probably do have information on that, and I can definitely have that sent your way.
That would be lovely, because I would like to learn a little bit more, because I believe some of this might be connected to Avishel.
Also, if you are looking to get wings, I think you should talk to Lady Renestray.
Why Lady Renestray?
She has wings.
She does?
She
Has
does.
wings.
Why does she have wings?
Because that's the way the Celadrin made her. She's the last of her
Oh.
kind, actually.
Really?
That's why she had to marry Lear, because she's trying to make more winged babies, but they don't do that. You know what I mean? I know what that means. Somebody told me
yeah.
what that means.
Wow, this is a very
Wow.
knowledgeable
Why are they
8-year-old.
telling you that?
Maybe
I'm
if
not
she
8.
gave me something of hers to put in the bag.
How old are you?
She's very smart.
I'm 137.
No, you're not.
I am.
Prove it.
How?
They don't even let you go outside.
I know. But I'm going to get good one day, and then I can. Anyway, Lady Renestray can give you rings, and I will have them send you the book. Where are you going to be?
Wait a minute. What
Yes.
can you tell us what Lady Renestray is? If she's the last of her kind and she has wings.
She's one of the. So okay. So here's how it goes. So once upon a time, a long time ago, the Celadrin made all of us, and they made us to be all of these different ways, right? And everybody could change form, and we could do all these cool things. And then there was some kind of conflict, and people lost that power, maybe because we were selfish. It's very confusing. I don't know how that went. But anyway, then people got stuck in their forms. And you got some of us that are like the admiral, right? And they have scales, and they could swim underwater. And then you had some of us that had wings, and they could fly. And then you had some of us that looked like the different seasons, and all of these different cool ways that we could be. And just over time, some of them, they just didn't reproduce as much, and some of them died out. And now there aren't so many sea Eladrin, and there aren't so many air Eladrin, but there's still a lot of nature Eladrin. I don't know how that happened.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd think that Admiral would reproduce plenty.
Well, he doesn't like kids. So.
Yeah. He wouldn't be a great dad either. I can tell you that.
I'm trying to figure out how old Davi is, but it doesn't show on our character sheets anymore.
We're showing your old character sheets?
Probably. I think it showed on the old one. I thought I had her written down in my...
Yeah, all my biography stuff is gone on your list too. I mean, I haven't looked at it in a while anyway.
178.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't just make that up. I looked it up.
Okay.
The shell is male.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, when she talks about her age, Davi will be like, "It's okay. They're younglings. They don't
I
understand."
don't get
Yeah,
it.
right, I get
I'm just
confused.
little.
No.
I'm just little. It's this whole thing, and she points to the tower around her. It's okay. I'll get there.
They have very short lives.
That's unfortunate. That's kind of sad.
It is.
I hope you don't die soon. Just,
Well, I'm gonna try to keep them alive.
That's very nice of you. Alright, well, I'll have them send you the book.
Thank you very much. And we're not exactly sure where we'll be, but for the next few days, I think we'll probably be in the inn, or at least until tomorrow.
What bag do you want it in?
Well, Davi will pat not the bag of holding, but another bag. This one would be fine.
Okay, I'll have them put it there.
That would be great. Thank you.
Right. Well, if you get bored, you just want to talk or play a game, I'll be here.
I'd
I'm
love
always
that.
here. Okay.
Maybe we'll do that sometime.
That would be nice.
We'll definitely come and see you again when we come back.
Yes.
Okay. I'll look
Thank
forward to
you.
it. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And she sits
Bye.
back down in her spot.
Well, that was beneficial. Now I have a magic axe and I'm so happy.
So, where are you guys off to next?
I guess towards where the wild hunt, where we would find.
Okay.
Oh, we're actually going to
Yearnin.
bring one of them with us?
Well, at
Still
least
gotta
go and
save
talk
your
to
ass.
him. I don't know. Go and talk to him about deals and bargains and.
Okay. So, you head over to the Huntsman's Hall, and while
So-
everything else.
So as you walk through there, you actually see these rows and rows of we'll call them barriers with weapons and armor leaned up against it. There's just like a countless number of spears and leaf bladed swords. It is clear that the crafters here are in full force producing all of this armor and equipment. Sorry.
Okay. But as you make it towards the Huntsman's Hall, you actually find that where everything else is geared up towards war, and there are, different weapon racks and stuff lined up along the way. Nothing in the Huntsman's Hall has changed that much. The attitude seems to be the same. You've still got the grizzled, veteran type huntsmen kind of hunched over tables, talking here and there, drinking their drinks, but they are clearly as separated from the conflict as the Queen had made them out to be.
Good. We'll go and see if we can find Yearnin.
Okay, you go and you inquire with someone asking if Yearnin is nearby, and he comes over and walks away. He goes, did my father send you, or?
No, actually, we came just to talk to you and maybe see if we could pick your brain a little bit and find some information out.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we just had a few questions and, we traveled together and thought maybe we could, if you'd like, we could find an inn and maybe grab an ale and sit and talk and up to you.
He kind of looks back across the hall and he's like, I have a good bit to attend to, but if you would like to take a seat, I can certainly spare a moment.
Understandable.
He
All
kind of
right.
Gestures to a nearby table.
Go sit down with him. So we have a little situation, and I think part of it may be resolved, but we were curious. We wanted to find out more information about the nature of oaths and contracts here in the Feywild, because as you know, we're not from here, and we're trying to learn more so that we don't inadvertently step into it. And we're going to be opening some negotiations soon with the admiral, actually. And
that is a
yeah,
bold first effort for negotiations. Did very well.
well, we don't have a lot of choice, so he an object from one of our friends was taken by one of his somebody under his contract or contract with him, and he was our understanding was in that object being taken that it then put our friend into a bad situation with him, in that basically she was being sold to him. And we don't know. I think maybe we've found a way out, in that there was an oath already, or she's made an oath to another, and so I think that one's going to trump whatever he was trying to bind her into. But we're not sure, and we want to make sure before we go and we talk to him.
Well, who is the new oath with?
And she's muted. Leah, you're muted.
Are we all there?
Yes.
And I'm going to sort of, I'm not going to take it off, but I'm sort of going to hold out the pendant and I'm going to say Vele.
Veles. That's interesting. I've never heard of him having an oath before.
Interesting. You might have come to me before you walked into an oath.
She's going to be his
Veles
herald.
offered to protect me and said that his claim would protect me from the Admiral.
Is that true?
Honestly, I don't know a great deal about Veles. He has been around as long as I can remember. He is perhaps not as boisterous as some of the other members of the council. Kind, as far as I can tell. It is putting himself in an oath to protect her, and being unable to do so would put him in our line if he was unable to fulfill his end of that oath. And I don't think that's something he would take lightly. So if he claims that he can protect her, then he at least believes it, I would say.
Okay. So, what are the rules in the Feywild of people forcing an oath upon you that you didn't agree to?
I don't believe an oath can be forced. It certainly has to be agreed upon.
Okay. Because my understanding is that the Admiral had taken an item, or his servant or whatever had taken an item from Irlith here, and when we were in the forest, there was a horse, and it tried to take her and drown her in a lake. And we rescued her, but it's tied into whatever the plans the Admiral has. And there were a lot of people there. There were bodies all in there.
I believe I'm familiar with the lake you speak of. As for the horse, there are many strange creatures in the Feywild, and it is by no means a safe or easy place to traverse. I think you will.
No, we found that out.
I think you will find that many here don't adhere to the same morals and principles that you value in the Feywild. It is not so much trickery and murder as it is a glorious way to die. And we will all die eventually.
But would he have owned her? I mean, she swore no oath. She had no binding to him, and yet we got the impression that he would own her.
As someone who tends to keep a pretty close tracks on the oaths that come and go within the Feywild, I can tell you that the individuals you encountered on the lake were all there willingly.
He's good at what he does.
So he would have tried to convince me to take. I mean,
so just having the object couldn't have forced her into anything with him. He would have tried to convince her.
My understanding of the Admiral's dealings are he enjoys toying with mortals, and there is a degree of laxity when it comes to the dealings of the immortal and the mortals when it comes to those of the prime material plane. Their lives are so fleeting anyway. There are obviously differing opinions on how they should be treated, but the queens have not deemed it necessary to step in. But while he has summoned many to our realm, unless Eurolith has spoken a bond, then she can't be forced into an oath by someone else. No one can take an oath on her behalf.
No
Okay.
foul, guys. Didn't do anything wrong. Clean conscience.
Very good to know. Very good to know. This is why we were seeking you, because we don't understand. There's things here that don't work the way it did where we come from.
It is as
Yeah.
someone who
Well,
can-
in my experience, he'll hold you over a fire and be like, "Hey, how about an oath?"
he has been known to do that.
Yep. Just saying. Literal
So
fire.
an oath sworn in duress counts the same as any other oath?
Correct. It's still an oath. But, as you said, things are very, very different here. And as someone who traverses quite frequently between the two planes, it's almost astonishing that our worlds could be mirrors of each other and yet so very different in so many base fundamental ways.
Very different. And I don't want to, because I don't like forcing people into things, but if somebody wanted to end an oath or to complete an oath or to become free of it, is that just a matter of negotiation, or are there other things that you can do? Are there any rituals that play into that, or?
It is a matter of either seeing the oath fulfilled or negotiating an alternative bargain.
Okay. All right. Good to know. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
If we have other questions about oaths and things or whatever, I do have the ability to send messages and the person can respond to me. Would you be okay if I contacted you if we think of other questions in the future?
Certainly. Do keep in mind that I do tend to shift between the planes, so if you're unable to reach me, that is in all likelihood why, but I will answer if I'm able.
Because I know you, I can actually send you messages in other planes as well, so.
Very well then. That shouldn't be an issue at all.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Is there any
for
other
sharing
questions
your-
you guys have?
No, I'm good.
Well,
I am good.
I'm glad that I have proven myself useful then, despite your previous judgment. He offers a little bit of a smile.
Thank
Not
you
all of
for
us
your
share the
time. We
same
appreciate
opinions.
it.
And he
Thank you very
He
much.
nods in recognition to Davi at that. Be safe.
And we were able to fulfill our task that was set before us, and the Sprite Queen has been freed.
Oh, that is very good to know.
Yep.
So, just so you're aware.
There is certainly a lot afoot, but that is not my place to comment on or be involved. So
Definitely.
I would like to suggest that you steer clear as well.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced that what's going on was a matter of the courts, but
Well, as
You
one
know,
of the few individuals,
politics are politics.
Precisely, as one of the few individuals permitted to travel between both, I am under oath not to comment on such things, but they will do what they will. So
Yeah. Understandable. All right. Well, thank you very much.
certainly,
So,
be well.
you too.
And he gets up and walks off rather quickly back to the area that he came from.
What time of day is it? Do we have time to go deal with the mushrooms? Or
You do. You're starting to get a little hungry. It's definitely after lunchtime, from what you can tell, but you know, you're about 2 meals into the day, a little later than that.
okay. So maybe we can eat some rations or catch some street food or anything that's along the way or whatever, and head towards the academy. I guess if you guys are. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Go deal with mushrooms now.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you guys head over to the academy, and this time the guards recognize you and they kind of step aside and let you in, and you find the same bustle that you had before of the different Eldrin moving about, trying to kind of get things set up. They don't pay you any attention, and Leo, of course, you remember where your room was, and up above you on the floorboards you can hear the thunk, 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 thunk that you heard before, that has become all too familiar at this point.
Oh boy.
Davi will try to catch somebody and just ask them if they have alchemical equipment that she can use.
Oh, certainly. I believe that one of them is finishing up right now, but after they're finished, if you would like to slip in for a little bit, but just try not to take too long, please.
Oh, certainly, but we're gonna go check on the mushrooms first.
No, please do that.
We're going to try to take care of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys head upstairs, and from behind Leo's door, you hear just like boop, 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 the familiar little pitter-patter of feet, and you immediately get this kind of musty smell that seems to be seeping from beneath the door. There's definitely something wet and fungal nearby.
Ah, so gross.
So Leo, maybe you should try to just think of willing them into doing stuff and see if they stop or anything.
Minions! He calls at the door.
There's
I
silence.
will enter!
There's silence.
One of the passerby on the same floor with you kind of startles at your
Not you.
announcement.
Proceed.
You're fine. We're dealing with these mushrooms.
Do we have?
He's just
so wait. There's
quirky.
alchemical ingredients here. Did I hear that right?
There is alchemical equipment that you've been offered.
I need some jade dust, guys. I'm gonna put a magic mouth spell on this door, just in case these things come back.
They stop moving inside?
There's silence beyond the door.
There, we're dealt with it. Let's go.
No, I think we need to go in and deal
All
with
right.
it.
Jacobus, would you please open the door?
Opens the door.
You open the door, and there are these gigantic purple and white mushrooms that have grown up to about ceiling height. They're letting off this light like spore dust that appears to be kind of causing this light cloud through the whole room.
I step backwards.
Yep, me too.
Leo's bed is still there, and you actually notice that a significant amount of Leo's things are still in the room, as though people didn't really quite want to enter into there. And there in the middle of the room, looking just like Redcaps, but with purple caps on, stand 4 little creatures that turn and look at Leo, and one of them goes, "Papa?"
Mazel
No.
tov.
What have I said about ruining rooms like this? Says Bobby.
And they all kneel before Leo.
OMG.
Oh God, we have a mushroom king.
So, well, this seems resolved. We can shut the door and leave now.
No, I
No,
think they're
we
gonna
can't
come with
leave
you.
them here.
Leo's
They
going to get
can't
some
hurt
milk.
people.
They've been here
Oh
all
my
along. I don't
goodness.
see how we couldn't leave. Well,
And they
Gabby's
hurt
conscience
people.
strikes again.
well, I will tell them not to hurt. Don't hurt people.
Papa?
They're your
No.
children. You have to take them with you.
Well, do they have one of these programs where you can leave unwanted children in the Feywild? Is there a fire department anywhere nearby?
Terrible. God, I hope we're not streaming this.
Oh, we are.
I hope no one ever sees it. Between the trafficking storyline
Leo,
and this.
you have to deal with this.
All right, I will. He starts digging his pack for a dagger. Well, pulls out a dagger.
They wander over to you.
They're like your little...
Wide-eyed, innocent.
Davi, do you understand how children are made? You are older. You know how this works, correct? Somebody had this talk with you before.
Yeah, but they're
They're not children. They're abominations of a weirdly fantastical word that would nothing makes sense, and we're gonna execute them one by one while they stand still.
No, that's not right. Look at their little faces.
So, does anyone
Yes,
want to
look
take
at
a
their little
bet
faces
at
full of
how many of
bloodlust?
them he'll stab before the rest turn on him? Because my
But
bet
you
is
could-
2.
Maybe you could have them. They could follow us and help us and fight with us and for us.
You there? What's your name? Points to the first one.
Papa?
No, that's my name. What's your name?
Papa?
Why do you know one word?
You just
Because
said 1,000
Casta
times.
works in mysterious ways. Is this what she was stumbling on earlier today with writer's block? She couldn't figure out any other words for them because of the writer's block.
No,
There's
we
a
didn't think
river
you guys
flowing
did
through
this
town,
far.
correct?
Yes.
Alright, well, take that towel we had, just wrapped it real tight around them. Some rocks.
No.
So Leo, as
Maybe
you stand
they
here, going over these plans in your mind, you do notice this familiar feeling that you had previously in the Underdark, where you look at these tall mushrooms that are growing back about to ceiling height, and you realize that you're pretty sure you could use them. And suddenly you're aware of that a little ways off to the west, where you camped for the first night after you guys headed out with Harris, you can feel other mushrooms there. And you can't quite tell where they are, but a bit beyond there, somewhere off in the distance towards where you traveled, there's another small crop.
You're
of
gross,
mushrooms.
dude. You're gross. You're leaving.
And you're
I
pretty
do
sure-
not want to know what Leo does before he takes his rest every night, for crying out loud.
He has a short rest before his long rest.
Alright, well, they seem safe in here, so we just shut
Alright.
the door.
This is where Sezneg's gonna have to call it for the night. But you guys keep going. This is hilarious.
That's well said.
Good night,
I'm
Seth.
No.
dying. Night says,
Hey,
cannot
Felix,
leave them
make some
here.
gifs. We need reaction gifs.
gifts,
Uh,
gifts,
Definitely
Gifts.
GIFs.
gifts.
It's like the peanut butter.
Don't do it
No.
because he called them GIFs.
I'm just doing it to piss off Leah. That's why you shouldn't care. That's
Felix, Tab, and I have all agreed that I can't even say it. It's unacceptable.
night, guys.
Good
Night.
night.
Good night.
Night, Seth.
You can't leave them here.
counterpoint, we have so far.
They're your offspring.
And
We're gonna have to take care of
Desired
whatever's
or
going
not?
on in here and clean it out of this room.
Alright,
It
well-
can't stay.
there's a lot of workers in this town. They probably could build a new house when we burn this one down.
We're not gonna have to burn it down, but we need to take care
We
of
not have to, but we can.
One of them looks up at you, Leo, and goes, Papa, kill?
No.
Not now.
No.
Papa. He bows his head again.
Okay.
Oh, God.
We're gonna have to have a better situation. He points to the first one. You're Jim.
Jim.
Point to the next one. Jim Jr.
Jim Jr.
Bob and Steve.
Bob Steve.
You better write those names down. You'll never remember them later.
I remember them. Alright.
Steve Kill?
Uh,
Steve Kill? Papa, Steve Kill.
No.
No.
Oh wait, this can they can fight each other, and that will be all the problems solved.
No,
Steve
that's
Kill
mean.
Bob, Papa.
Mean what? They are murder demons.
But they love you.
Don't be.
That's a natural reaction, and I can understand they do that, but
No, Leo. No.
You can't kill
all right,
them.
I'm open for suggestions then.
I mean, even what's his face? What was the mage's name? Gil didn't want us to kill those red caps because they're part of the natural ecosystem.
All right.
Obeyed the Sprite Queen just like these obey you.
Why don't we take them with us?
That's what I think we should do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna claim no responsibility for anything that happens with them, but sure.
You're going to be the one ordering them. Won't they be useful if we're in battle against an enemy?
Sure. And against random town people and everybody else too.
You just need
Use
to
your
control
children
them.
as shield.
You keep your little pets under control.
All right.
And if it makes you feel better, we'll call them your pets and not your children.
They're pets.
None of this makes me feel better, but thank you.
Davy will fish out a bag
Yeah.
or something, and
All right,
he can
how
put
are
his
we
little
going to
pets into
destroy
'em.
those spores, though?
Jim, you're in charge.
Jim.
If anybody kills anybody, you kill them.
Jim kill.
No.
Only Jim Jr., Bob, and Steve.
Jim kill Jim Jr.
If
No.
Jim Jr. kills anybody else, you kill Jim Jr.
Jim kill.
No.
Jim kill Bob.
We need a strict hierarchy to work off of here. They respond well to authority. You wouldn't understand this. You don't have children.
I can't. I just can't with him.
All right. Now, you wait here, and we'll be back. Now, we're gonna leave, and we're gonna close the door, and never
Wait.
open it again.
How are we going to get rid of those spores?
Is there some kind of potion or something that Davy can make that's like a fungicide?
Gag. I'm boarding this into you.
What
We have
materials do you
lots
have?
of poison.
Are you thinking?
No, I'm waiting for Honey to tell me what material she has.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
Nothing.
far I have
We have a lot of poison potions.
a piece
Yeah.
of the Sprite Queen's head, petrified Sprite parts, and a link dog liver.
I'm sorry, Sprite what's?
The Sprite Queen's head? What?
A piece of
Right,
the
Creed.
Sprite Queen's head,
Oh,
Okay.
petrified Sprite parts.
I'm like,
and
when did we
link
take
dog
part of the
liver.
Sprite Queen's head, and she's not gonna miss that?
No, hedge.
Hedge.
Honey power gaming over there.
And I have a poison, but that's all I have.
I have a nausea potion.
Do a herbalism check.
Okay, how do I do that?
I mean, we already have the fungicide.
How do you roll that? Because like,
You have to use the herbalism kit.
I guess it's out of my inventory.
Yeah.
There it is.
While they're doing that, I'm just gonna kind of be staring at the pendant that I've got,
Okay. Are you guys?
trying to see what's on it.
Are you still in the room, or did you leave and close the door?
Oh, and of
Oh no,
course,
I
Paul-
backed away from the room. I
Okay.
backed away from the room when they opened the door. So
Okay.
I'm in the hall, but I'm as far away as I can get and still be part of the conversation.
Yeah. Leo's outside playing catch with them.
Yes. Got a baseball mitt and everything.
Davy, based on the things you have, you're not super familiar with the components you have, but just based on what you know, you don't think you can put anything together that would give you a real strong, even herbicide fungicide type deal. You may be able to do some foraging to find that. But you don't have anything on your person.
Okay.
Does she know what she would need to make that? Like what to forage for?
Lots of vinegar.
Well, Davia will catch. She'll go down to wherever they had the alchemist set up, and she'll try to catch somebody down there that's doing potions and just talk to them and explain, that hey, okay, we got the little purple caps or whatever they're out of there, but we need to clear out that room, and we need like some herbicide or something to put on it just to get rid of the mushrooms up there so it doesn't grow more. And we can salt it, maybe. I know that works with red caps or to salt the bodies, but I don't know. We'll have to experiment a little.
Have we tried salting the caps?
Do y'all have something? I mean, because it's in their interest to help too.
Yeah.
So you eventually find one of the assistants wandering around down there. He goes, well, normally we don't salt the bodies of our fallen. So that's where the purple caps came from. But they're also, red caps tend to be a little more cooperative than
Really?
purple caps are up there.
It depends on who they're talking to, and
Don't have the right touch.
these are cooperative to Leo. The red caps are not cooperative to us.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah.
Approaching them correctly. But in terms of fungicide,
I want to know more about approaching them correctly. But now that you've opened that door.
I imagine there are a couple of. There's a particular kind of tree that grows outside the hedge that should have what you need. It's about an hour or two's walk from here.
Well, I mean, I think that you guys are going to want to take care of that room. And it may be that you need to make something to take care of those mushrooms, or it may grow more. But for now, we've got it contained. So, I think if you could send somebody to collect that, that would be great. Unfortunately, we're not going to have an hour or two to spare, probably, to go get it.
All right. Well, we've been salting all of the bodies since the purple caps showed, so I don't imagine they'll continue to be an issue.
We hope not.
And we probably won't use that room ever.
Maybe
Well, if
close
you
the
can
door
kill
and
them-
lock it and don't open it again.
I believe I said so.
But we have the ones out of there.
I
Have
see.
we?
What,
I think you left him in the room.
I'm pretty sure I locked him in the room.
You left him in the room.
No, I said that we were going to gather them up.
I didn't say that.
But then Leo locked him in the room.
Oh my god.
Gather them up where?
Take
You're
them
going
with
to
us.
have them follow you like happy dumplings behind you.
No, that's fine.
No, they're now your
You have to take
responsibility.
them with you, Leo. You have to deal with them.
Responsible pet ownership.
You gonna wander them around town?
No, we're gonna go to the inn, and they will sleep when you sleep.
They will sleep in there when I sleep, or any other times. And if you desperately want to bring them for some reason with us, we'll come pick them up in the morning.
I think we need to take them with us, and we can put them in a bag or something and take them with us.
Okay, you put them in a bag.
Why would
No,
we put them in a
you,
bag?
'cause they'll
How
listen
big
to
are they?
you. Yeah, how big are
Pretty
they?
little. They're 2 feet high? 2, 3
What?
feet high? I guess they're about 2 feet high.
it'd have to be a
They're
really
pretty
big bag. Also, they're wearing
Yeah,
stone
we're not
shoes.
putting them in a bag. These are living creatures. They're not.
Put it out in holding, see what happens.
Well, they can have their little mushroom caps hanging out the top, but I've seen you put your dog in
Ooh,
your
they can-
purse.
they can live in
Leah,
the portable
so don't
hole.
say-
Oh, you could have said, yes, I have put my dog in a purse before.
So thank you.
Her dog isn't as big as a red cap.
They can live in my portable hole.
No.
No, they'll
You
suffocate in your
specifically
portable hole.
told
That's
us that
mean.
the
Do you
portable
even
hole
know if they
could
breed?
keep- Well, they can speak, so surely they breathe.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was just
they're
a
much.
coincidental noise.
They called you Papa.
I think Baba was the official word.
Either way, you still their daddy.
That's the only noise they make. Have you not heard? All the other red caps just run around and run up and try and kill you. Ba 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 ba. That's just the way they are.
No, because he said
No.
kill too when you said kill, and then they said their
And-
names. They just don't have a large vocabulary yet. You
They
can train
will.
them.
I'm not going to train them. I'm going to sink them with rocks in the river.
No, if you don't want to train them, then you can tell them to listen to us.
Sure. Listen
you
to
need
Earlith!
to-
Yells up the
Then you need to
stairs.
tell them that these people in this building are friends, and they should listen to them.
I said to not murder anybody.
No, you told them to murder people.
No, I told them to murder themselves and they murder somebody. I said not to murder, and then I followed up with clearly defined punishments if they did not follow the rules.
Wow. Just wow.
So you
Leo
are,
is the worst father.
so
Worst pet
you-
owner.
you know how to talk to red caps. Is that right?
You're talking to the
Me?
Eldrin?
Yeah, to the Eldrin or whatever.
Yes.
How,
So if
how
we
would
teach you how to talk to purple caps and teach them how to obey you, could we do that? And they could obey the people here?
So, respectfully,
I don't know where red caps go.
You didn't watch them gnaw your friend's leg off. I'm good, thanks.
I have watched them. I've watched the red caps, and you're telling me they're okay, and they tried to kill us
multiple times?
multiple times.
That's very nice for you. But again, I'm perfectly happy with just leaving them in that room as long as the infestation doesn't spread.
You are a smart man. They're comfortable in there. They've lived there for a while.
Their whole life, one might say.
Yes.
Leo, you go back and you specifically tell them do not attack or kill anybody.
He leans back and yells upstairs. Listen to Earlith and don't kill anybody. Be friendly to everybody.
Nothing.
You know that won't work. You're going to have to go, and we're going to have to teach them.
No.
Yes, I'm sorry you're responsible for this. Go deal with it.
I'm not responsible for it. I literally left.
Pretty
Baby.
sure you're responsible for it, regardless of whether you left or not.
Alright, I will handle it. Is there a key to the door upstairs?
Leo would have it if there was, wouldn't he?
If there was a key, it wasn't left with us.
Oh, yes, I have it right here. Alright, he goes upstairs and locks the door. No. Problem solved. I handled it.
Tell them not to hurt or kill anybody, even if they get out of this room.
I literally said not to kill anybody. Alright, Jacob, let's
Go
open the door.
back in.
I opened the door.
It's locked.
You open the door, and before you see Jim standing there next to 3 little bodies, holding out 3 purple cats. Jim kill.
Alright,
See, you messed up.
alright.
You've already
Good work,
messed
Jim.
We have
up.
solved 75% of the problem.
Tab, you're horrible. Please.
It's horrible. They're
Aw,
so cute.
You're gonna make me
They're
cry.
cute, right?
Jim,
Jim.
They're cute, right?
no more killing.
Jim kill Papa.
No,
Jim kill Papa.
no.
Jim kill.
Jim, look at me. Look at me. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Kill nothing. You are a friendly red cap. Rubber cap. Jim,
Jim.
you are a friend to all.
Jim kill Papa. Jim
No.
kill Papa.
Alright, Jacobus, kill him.
Jim kill Papa.
No.
Papa, Jim kill. Jim kill Jim
Alright.
Jr. Papa.
We'll do it this way. Jim, this is Davi.
Jim kill Dobby.
Be very nice. Listen to Davi and do what Davi tells you.
Dobby, Jim kill.
No, Jim. You will not kill
All right.
anything.
Jim kill Jim Jr.
You will not kill anything else ever again.
Jim kill.
No.
Oh, Papa. Jim kill Dobby.
No.
Oh.
I stabbed Jim.
Oh my god, are they cute? Because if
And he
they're
looks-
cute, this is
He
gonna be
makes
very
eye
hard.
contact with Leo and goes, Jim kill Jim. Papa.
Yes. Yes. Good job. I release you. Alright. Onwards to the next problem.
Oh,
I closed the door.
Hey, I lock it.
Davi will salt their little bodies first and then go make potions.
Okay, so you guys head downstairs and they show you where the potion area is.
Crying the whole time.
you have
You
devastated.
have
Dobby
murdered
will
red
never
caps
forgive
by
you.
the hundreds.
It had to be done.
I tried to police them, make sure they didn't kill.
You told them to
My
kill each
conscience feels light.
Wow. You are horrible. Because were they cute? Because they seemed cute the way they were.
They
called.
are literal murder demons.
Let me find you. I'll get you. Hold on.
other. Oh god, don't show me something. I will cry.
Yeah, little baby.
They look pretty much like red caps, just with purple caps.
Oh, adorable murder demon.
So, they show you to the alchemical room, Dottie, where you are able to use the tools that you need to make whatever you might be trying to put together.
Can I make any healing potions?
Hug.
Even a lesser one.
I just offload all technical questions on you. Thanks for coming.
I mean, you saw some stuff out in the gardens that you can grab together. Some ginseng and other shit. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, ginseng,
Okay.
some garlic.
Yeah.
Who all in our
Golden
party
Golden.
does not currently have a healing potion?
I have one.
I have a stop bleeding potion I stole.
Yeah, but who does not have a healing potion?
I don't know. I mean, I don't have one. No, that's my spells. That's why there's no healing potion. I do have a healing potion.
Do you have one, Jackie?
I don't.
I don't know if Rafferty has one or not.
Maybe I can find out.
Look.
I think he has one of those apples. Maybe
Yeah,
if it's
he has
still
a
Well,
potion
I
of
don't
healing.
know
I think
that
all the
those
apples
The
are on it.
apples.
Yeah.
The apples. Yeah.
Are gone.
He's listed as having a potion of healing.
Let's hope he doesn't still have the apple.
So I'd like to try to make 2 or 3 potions of healing.
Okay.
Where did he get potion of healing before?
While Davi is making her potions, Earlith wants to talk to her while she works.
She'll be sobbing.
No, I mean, hopefully.
Silently
like
crying.
Leo's gonna start
like
summoning
little
Sticky
men.
Gam while humming to himself happily.
You roll one, sorry. Give me an herbalism check again.
Okay. Does guidance help with that?
Guidance should, yeah.
That's how long it takes. Guys only last like a minute, I think.
Well, if guidance will help, I'll use guidance on it just in case. Where is it at? There it is.
Okay. Roll a 1d4 -1. You get
So,
a
minus
potion of healing.
Well,
It is
Okay.
in party loot.
cool. Davi will give it to Jackie.
I'll have to pull it out of the party loot.
And then I assume she's probably being rushed off because they need their equipment back.
And they do seem pretty anxious to get back to work.
Okay.
But Eurylith, you were trying to talk to Davi.
Yes, so while she's working, I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna talk, where is everybody else? Like, I know that Leo is summoning sticks, so he's very involved. What does Jackie do? And Rafferty. I'm like, are y'all right there, or what's up?
We'll say Rafferty's off working in his
If
field
you-
somewhere.
Rafferty literally left, so.
If you would like some space, you can ask for it.
Well, I'm just, Jackie, do you mind? I want to have like a girl moment with Davi.
Not at all, and he walked away.
Thank you so much. So, Earlith is going to tell Davi all about the conversation that her and Velas. She's going, he is a brass dragon.
So
And
he wants you to be his herald.
yes, and he said that you might actually be somebody to help me because you are the herald for somebody else.
Oh, I'm a cleric. I mean, I'm a, and I can't think of the. I've got to look at my biography. There's a term for what she is, and I don't remember. I'm a voluntar of Martha Morduin. I mean,
Because-
I serve him.
But how?
Well, I mean, my powers come from him, but I help. I mean, he's a god of travel and all, and I help further what he wants, what he espouses, what he represents. So I guess he's wanting you to
Yes,
do that.
He said that he wanted me to. He said that we have gone places that many people would not dare to go. I did tell him that mostly it was out of foolishness, naivete, that we ended up in those places. But he said that we would have the ability to find lost knowledge, and that he wanted me to continue to search for it and share it with him and then share it with others. Because I did ask about obligations that would be required of me if I accepted his protection, because I'm not a dummy. But
I mean, that's a pretty admirable goal. Admirable goal, not admiral goal.
yeah,
Admiral on the brain.
he did say, I will say that he did say that He thought it would be a waste for somebody as Earless is a little bit vain, y'all. Somebody as beautiful as
Was
me
that in character?
should be stuck. No, I'm just letting y'all know that somebody as beautiful as I should not be in the bottom of an icy lake, is what he said.
Well, I mean, I
And then
agree
he
with
gave
him
me,
there.
and then he
but-
gave me this pendant, which I cannot make out. I feel like there is something written there, but I can't. It's
Davi
almost like
will
it
study
shifts
the
away.
pendant. See if there's
Davi,
anything.
Roll a religion check for me.
Alrighty.
Oh, is Phelis a god even? That would be so fantastic.
You've seen this before. You recognize this actually in your travels. It's not, you've never actually met a worshiper of this deity before. It's kind of an older religion that, to your understanding, has largely died out. But you recognize this to be a pendant of the dragon god Halal.
Who?
Ooh, this is a pendant of Kalal.
There we go. Halal. Oh, no, my caps lock's on.
I've heard of these, but I've never actually seen one. And she'll tell her about Kalal, whatever she knows.
You know that they are a dragon god that was followed by the metallic dragons, which are the good dragons. And you know that they are kind of one of the lesser pantheon, not in a necessarily negative sense, but definitely often worked close and in servitude to the greater dragon gods. But you don't know a whole lot about them. It's something that you've come across because there is kind of that shared heritage of knowledge acquisition and travel, and you know that a lot of their followers used to be kind of not bards in the strict class sense necessarily, but also that kind of procurer of knowledge and traveler and sharer of information. And just because of that connection with Martha Amarduin and kind of this theme of traveling priests, as it were, is kind of how you've come across this in the past. But it's definitely an older religion that seems to have lost a lot of its clout and followers in present day.
I think I remember seeing some of this, like from, we keep records. That's part of what we do. With Martha Morduin, what I do is I travel and we collect information and we send that back, and it's to share things, and we help travelers along the way. And it's not exactly the same purpose as this group, but I mean, it kind of is similar. And this is pretty cool, Aerolith. I mean, this is neat.
Do you think that Velis is Halal?
Who knows? Or he could be an avatar, or he could just be a very high priest, or somebody high up in that order. Who knows? But either way, it really is an admirable goal. And
Okay. Well, then I don't feel. I was worried a little bit because I did accept it, and because I did want his protection.
It also kind of makes me feel better, because if something happened with the admiral, I don't think that. I mean, I already have obligations. I've already sworn my oaths to Martha Morduin. So,
right.
In that regard, you and I would be protected.
Okay. Well, then I feel much better about it. I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah, me too.
He thought it was funny when I asked him about the obligation that would come from accepting his protection. He thought that was funny when I said something about it. So, but all right, good. I feel much better about it. And he did say that he left the potion. So, and what is it he said?
Did he tell you what it does?
He
He said
too is a sharer of knowledge.
bold curiosity. Something about bold curiosity would
Consider it a reward for bold curiosity.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I tell her, quote, consider it a reward for bold curiosity. So maybe we can ask questions and we'll get the answers. Because the note said, ask a question, take a sip, only 3, enjoy the trip.
Well, it's your potion and it's your choice, but let me offer this as a suggestion or an idea.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm very open. I'm very not familiar with the ways of people who serve any kind of deity.
Maybe we should couch a good question and you should try to seek the answer to whether or not there's something that the Admiral would value that we could use to secure Rafferty's freedom. If he wishes it. We need to talk to Rafferty first and make him understand. But if he wishes it, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I guess he didn't have to tell us that he had basically sold me to the Admiral, but I have a feeling that if he thought he could have gotten away with it, he wouldn't have told us. But I don't know.
Maybe. But he did try to save you.
All right. Well.
So, something to consider. It's your choice and it's yours to do. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but...
Oh, no, I know.
Something to think about.
I know you would never
Or
do
we
that.
could use it to ask questions about this demon threat and how to stop it. So there's things that we could ask. I mean,
yeah, and I think they will only get 3 questions.
Yeah.
So
things to think about.
But
I think you made a good choice.
I don't want to use it in, just. I want us to discuss it before I use it so that we ask the right questions.
Davi is going to cast... First, I'd like to just... I'm going to cast a spell, if that's okay with you, Irlith. And it's
okay.
It's just a detection spell, and it tells me whether something is inherently good or evil. And I'm going to cast that here. I may find out more information that I want because this is... But it's only within 30 feet of me, so it's pretty well just going to encompass anything right in here.
Okay.
She'll cast Detect Evil and Good, because I have that one prepared.
Okay. So you cast it.
Not that.
And,
Yeah, sorry. It gave me a target, so I had to select it, so... You can delete the target.
Okay. So as you cast this, are you kind of trying to get a feel from her pendant? What is your...
The primary goal is the pendant, just to see if it kind of gives me a good or bad feeling. But, I mean, anything within 30 feet is going to show up, whether it's... And, of course, there's maybe Fey within 30 feet. I don't know what's in the adjacent rooms, but...
Yes. So everything... So starting small and growing out. Urolith, you kind of concentrate on her and her pendant. And the pendant does give you a very similar kind of feeling to your own religious calling. Little bit more of a chaotic, trickstery kind of element going on there, but it doesn't rub you the wrong way. You can understand having a little bit of fun. So, but definitely nothing evil or negative or malicious. Just a little maybe a little more willing to bend the rules than Martha and are doing for the sake of good. As you push out from there, you can definitely feel the energy coming from the mushrooms above you. And there is definitely a distinctly malevolent, demonic feeling there, one that you've actually become very familiar and acquainted with in your recent adventures. And you feel the same pulse coming from Leo. So, but that doesn't really surprise you, given the connection that you've already found. There's also something strange coming from Jacobus that you can't quite put your finger on.
Oh boy.
And the same for Rafferty. Though Rafferty, oddly enough, almost feels less dark than Jacobus, despite everything that you've had going on with the Admiral. There's a little more chaos there, a little less darkness. And from that onward, just pushing outward, it is a very... The Fae around you find to be a very kind of like chaotic, neutral element, but nothing... The pendant that Urlith is wearing has clearly been touched by a divine force. And everything else is less powerful, let's say. Like even the mushrooms and whatever's going on with Leo, it doesn't have the same direct force that her pendant does. But if you had any doubt about Urlith and her alignment to a god figure, as opposed to, say, a demon or an archface, something that is definitely beyond all of this, you are very sure now that there's a reason why Veleis was very confident that the Admiral was not going to be able to interfere with their plans.
Davy will communicate all of that to Earlith.
Earlith is going to have all the worm fuzzies. Very happy.
I'm kind of glad we destroyed those purple things. And now I gotta deal with Leo and help him. We gotta cure his... Whatever's growing on him is bad.
Somewhere Leo just goes, I told you so.
Leo is deeply involved in his ritual casting or whatever he's doing.
I think we need to talk to Jackie too. Oh, could she get any sense from the crown?
You don't know where this negative from Jackie was emanating exactly, because he wasn't in the room with you. You can kind of look out and see, but it's definitely, it's something related to him.
Okay. All right. We'll head back out to the others and she'll give Jackie the potion. Hey, I made this for you. It's healing.
I appreciate it.
So. All right. Cool. Well, I guess we need to find an inn.
Yeah, the queen said they should have room or would make room for us, so.
Adavi will check her little pouch that she's waiting for the book every now and then just to see if it gets there.
No book yet. Mostly because your DM has to write it before next session, but it's coming.
You don't have to write the actual book.
I will at least, it depends upon writer's block. I will at least have the information for you. But you guys head over to the Luscious Luxury. And, she seems a little thrown off when you say that the queen said there would be room. But she goes away, and you actually see some people come back downstairs looking a little dejected, carrying their bags.
Leo waves.
But she comes back and tells you your rooms are ready now and guides you upstairs. She's, apologizes, but she was only able to, make space for two. She hopes that that's okay, but...
That's fine.
But there are plenty of beds for everyone.
If that's the best you can do.
She kind of looks nervously to the door, and she looks like she's considering it for a bit. The others aren't here now, but I'll try. I'll try to make more space for you.
No, it's two is fine.
Yeah,
he drags his finger along a bookshelf.
We're fine. Thank you. This is plenty of space. Thank you.
And they're comfy, plush, the same lusciousness that you've always been presented with in the Autumn Court. So, and meals are, served downstairs whenever you're ready.
Cool.
Eventually, you retire. Presumably, unless there's something that you wanted to do before.
No, we'll eat and go up there. Davi will spend some time in prayer.
And when you eventually find yourselves going to sleep, Davi, you find yourself in a familiar tavern that you have visited before in your dreams. And as you lift your kind of groggy head from the table, once again sitting across from you is Martha Marduin. And he's kind of leaning forward with a grin in his own mug of ale. You did it, lass. I knew you would.
What did I do?
You found her a home. I know you and I, we like wandering, but wandering isn't for everyone, and there are some people that are just looking for a home, but they don't realize it yet. But you did it. You brought her home.
Who did I bring home? Tell me.
Jurlith.
She needed a home?
She needed a home, and you found her one. She's in good hands now,
I kind of got that feeling. I felt real good about that.
Well, he's a bit of a trickster. He gets on my nerves a little bit, but he's the good sort. He's got a good heart. So.
Was that the traveler?
He's been known to journey a bit, if you know what I say.
So that's Avashel.
You didn't hear it from me. He's a little guarded lately with the different names people call him, but.
I love it. This is, it's nice it's not dying out.
Yeah, that's what he's been looking for some time, trying to find a new place to take root, and then when you came along, I saw it as a perfect chance, but I don't know, he's still trying to figure out where things go from here, but I think that necessity can cause a lot of things to come about, and I think
that's
Ron's
great.
good.
So, are these from him?
He might have had a hand in that. I think that
is there more to it?
It doesn't seem like you've quite uncovered what they're for yet, but you're clever. Give it a little time.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I know I have to earn it, but so I have a question for you, if I can.
You can certainly ask.
Some of my friends, I think, are in a little bit of trouble. And I'm glad we were able to help Irilith, and I'm glad we've got her free of whatever this is, because I think she'll be okay now. But I'm real concerned about Leo and whatever this stuff is growing on him, and I don't know where to look. Point me in a direction and I'll follow the path.
He knows where he's supposed to be heading. He's been trying to get there for quite some time.
North. All right. I stopped him. I shouldn't have, but I did. I was worried.
You won't be able to stop him for long. He'll find a way.
All right.
It's going to be challenging, though. All of your friends are looking to go to different corners of the earth, as it were.
Yeah, Rafferty really wants to get back to the sea, and I'm not sure
You've got another train to head south.
Is that Jackie? Yeah, this crown thing's talking to him, and I don't know how to help that either, and I don't know if it's good or bad.
Well, everyone, I know that you have a tendency to want to make sure that everybody ends up all right, but people have to choose their own paths. Your friend Rafferty, you keep looking to save him, but have you asked if he wants to be saved?
That's a good question. Maybe I need to do some of that and make sure. But either way, I'm going to try to keep him safe, because
of course you are.
It's what we do.
That's why I love you, Davi. But you've got quite a bit of travel ahead, so it's a good thing you like journeying. You got your traveling boots on?
Yeah. If there's ale nearby, she's going to totally grab it and just, hold it out for a cheers, yeah.
And with that, the tavern fades, and you are able to complete your night's rest. Everyone gets a full rest to restock your spells and everything. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Cool. Davi's got some conversing to do with people.
The spell effects are wild.
Right?
Awesome.
So, just so that, I don't know yet, but I presume Davi will eventually tell me, but I'm just out of curiosity. When Davi asked if Velis is a traveler? Is that what basically you asked, isn't it?
Yeah. Davi will definitely find Aerolith in the morning and just tell her. Or, of course, I guess they're probably sharing a room, so she actually may go wake her up and tell her. We found Avashel. And that's his. That little medallion.
I thought that was hello. Strange that Avashel would be a dragon.
No, they have lots of names.
Because he definitely showed me dragon. So, it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Cool.
Okay.
And now there's a confrontation with Jackie coming.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Leo too.
Did she just wag her finger at me?
I did.
It'll be interesting.
This
You
is
guys
fun.
You're pulling threads together. It's exciting.
Yay!
I mean, hopefully they're the right threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have no way of knowing. There's probably years of this campaign left at this point. I mean,
Well, given the house passed, we move along the paths. We're follow up on clues. Yeah.
precisely.
Well, I'm in for
I mean, we're 3 years in, and there's still the mysterious dryad that
Yeah, I know.
When
We
do
haven't
get back
even touched that. And I mean, that's a pretty big thing.
I will say that Veles has been a very long game, so it's kind of fun to watch it come about. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
it. All right.
I mean, they've always been fascinated. Davi and Earless have always been fascinated with Phaelus from like the beginning. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did like how you guys latched on to him very early on. You're like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like him, and we want to know about him. He's cute and everything. It's like. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much, as usual, for being super awesome.
If you guys do want to chit chat the next morning over breakfast or anything, you're welcome to do that in chat. You're not going to get ambushed by Eldrin in the night or anything. So.
Alrighty. Yeah, Davi will. I'll probably corner up Felix for some role play.
Oh boy. You're in for it now.
Felix,
should I roll my stealth check now?
Passive perception of 19. You better roll good.
Roll like a 32, so.
Yeah.
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 But then she would have the opportunity to roll a perception check, and you would be screwed because she'd probably roll pretty close to 30 something for a perception check too.